that stung, even though that was not the intention. So I think we
So
need to have more of these conversations.
So Lucy, if we're going to concede to you, that means most women are using men. They don't love and respect them. They just with them because of what they get from them. If we're gonna concede what you say, if this woman doesn't respect her man or love her man and doesn't cooperate with them, but she's with them, then we have to acknowledge that women are with this man for a trophy ticket. She's there for someone to support her lifestyle. Most of these women are using men, but we're not acknowledging it. If I can sit in a relationship and be miserable and unhappy and take care of a woman and be in a committed relationship, and there's brothers like Jonathan and Raphael who will say, hey, that's the choice he made to stay in that relationship. He should have left. And most of the time, men are already checked out, but they stay. But he wants to stay with that woman that he loves. Why don't we address the fact that majority of these women are using men? They see him as valuable, but they want to use them the way they want to use them and the way it benefits their life, instead of giving them little small things. Like, if a man will die for you, if a man will provide for you, if a man will live for you, is it that big of a deal for him to say, hey, babe, you know what? You can't dress that way. Can't dress that way. If I can't cheat, if I go right now, I
Yeah,
go to my
he
house right
said it.
now, because there's people who have, for some reason, they think people that speak like this don't got a woman. If I go to my house right now and I say, hey, I'm cheating on you, you ain't about to cheat. Like, she has every right to say that. We all want a sense of security, which is control. We can't brush around the word and be
Yeah, I
afraid of
mean
staying in
it's
control. We're in control. Y'all have some capacity control. That's the only way you're staying with each other. If he was out of control or did things out of your control, you wouldn't want to be with that man. So you can say, hey, if I love you and respect you, I'll allow you to control me. I can concede to that
because that's
because,
not the agreement you have, right?
yeah,
With
but
your
your
with your
kid, hey,
person.
hey, hey, Lucy, your child, do you control your child? I
I'll
don't know if you
repeat it.
can hear me.
I'll, I'll, I'll
I'm gonna ask any woman that's on the panel, do you control your children or do they have a choice?
Absolutely, you control them because you have to control what you know. You have to control their environment. So absolutely, you have to be able to have all of the control over them. And if you're asking somebody to protect you, they have to have a form or a level of control. Like
Control.
the president is the president, but the Secret Service will tell him, "Sir, no, 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 no," because there is they understand there's a certain level of danger here, certain level of danger here, and if I'm responsible for you, if you're going to make me responsible for you, then I have to have some type of autonomy over you because I am responsible for you. But if I'm not responsible for you, then you can do whatever you want. My dad used to tell me that a man that lets you walk on the outside thinks you're not valuable, because if he did, he would put you on the inside, because it's like you said, a man, if he loves you, he's willing to die for you, right? So a
Mm.
car jumps the curve, he'll probably push you out the way, and you're in the inside, and he's gonna get hit, right? But a man that doesn't care, he doesn't care about you being out there. He doesn't care about the other guys yelling at you, screaming at you, pulling at you, tugging at you. So, with that being said, you got to make it somewhat easier for him to be able to do that. Everything is not always going to go smoothly, but if you know you're going to out and you're going to dance and you have on something, and as soon as you start moving, everything's going to fall out. You know the guys are coming, because most women have been out there, so they know how men react. They know what men are going to do.
Mhm.
The moment you walk away from the dude, hey, grabbing at you. So he's trying his best to keep it as, yes, I want you to wear the stuff you feel comfortable in, but I also want you to respect the fact that if you put yourself in situations, I gotta defend your honor.
can
So
can the can the rest of the Mika, can
Yeah,
you answer
can you
the
ask the
question, and the
lady?
rest of the ladies, like, do you take your dress if he says take your dress, or there's a discussion about it because it's your final decision, is your body, your choice?
you say, yeah,
Like
you
my
take
thing,
off the
oh
dress.
You
yeah,
take the
my
dress.
thing,
What about you,
Yeah, it's
Alicia?
not that big.
What about
my
you, Alicia?
thing, me.
Yes, do you take the
Oh,
dress off, or do you there's a conversation about it?
my thing personally is it shouldn't even have to get that far. Like I make sure I dress with taste, and then even if there's something that I might put on that I might feel like is a little bit too revealing, I'll ask my husband, "Hey, baby, what do you think about this?" Or that's it, and he always says it's okay. you know, because I don't push those limits, but I think that she should listen to him.
So if there's a day that he says it's not okay, you are not fighting. You just says okay.
No, no, I'm just gonna change.
What about you, Rose? I keep calling you Rose. What about you, Raquel?
I'm changing the outfit, or I'm doing the same thing. I'm asking him, what do you think? Like, the only thing that I know that will get me in trouble today in modern times is what y'all brought up last week, the leggings. Like, if I was to put on leggings with a crop top instead of like leggings with the Hawks jersey, yeah, my husband, he gonna be like, you ain't going out like that, you know. And then I'm not going out like that. I'm grabbing my big jacket and my camel toe is covered. Like, because that's his problem. He doesn't want that out. He doesn't want that out. So
Lucy, can you answer the same question, Lucy?
Yeah, I there's a little bit of a lag, and sometimes like three people are talking at once, and I don't know if you actually are or if it's just if it's
We
just
looking
me.
out. We looking
But
out for
what
you
was
when
the
you got
question again?
when. Go ahead, Fanny.
Is the Peru internet? It's fine. Don't worry about it. But like, if it was your situation, like, what would you do? Would that be a conversation, or would you change the dress or whatever you're wearing? I think somebody has to ask the question
Yeah,
other
I'm
than
literally
me.
right next to the router. I don't know.
Ali asked the question instead of me because it might be she can't hear me, but probably she can hear anyone on the panel.
She says she's delayed. Do it again. She was just delayed. Ask it again, Fatty.
If you have a dress and your husband says he doesn't like it, do you
I mean, if we're
change
gonna
it?
go out somewhere, then if I'm going somewhere and I'm going with
You
him,
got it.
or
You got
regardless,
it.
but especially if I'm going with him, the person that I want to impress or get the attention of is him. So
The answer was, we got the answer. See, what's going on, Ali?
Let me just. We going straight to CEO. Just real quick, ladies. Can you protect your child if you don't control them?
No.
How many kids yet? But I'd say no.
And Lucy delayed. I think she gonna be back to the future.
there's a delay.
CEO, you go next. I just
Go
y'all need to hear Mika. If the Titanic is sinking, there's no discussion. If somebody's attack us, there's no discussion. You don't sit there, mini, mo. I feel emotionally insecure. Can we talk about this? A man will not hesitate if there's a situation where you are in danger to actually step up.
That's simply
There's
put.
there's no
You know,
convincing.
if it was
There's
a big
no, I'm
deal for
going.
him
I'm not feeling
to say something
emotionally
about it,
strong
then I
today.
would-
So if on that side you are expecting your man to react to things without him having to be stimulated or incentivized or whatever the word is, right? I'm expecting the same thing on the other side. If I tell you to change, go change, especially because you pick me, you know who I was, you know how I roll, you know exactly how I feel about certain things. So if you can have kids with me, if you can live with me, if you can know my mama, my dad, all that, if I'm willing to die for you, the bare minimum you can do is change your dress for me. Don't die for me. Go change your dress. It's cool. I'll die for you. That's my job, not yours. Go ahead, CEO, uninterrupted, and then we go. And when we go to the super chats. And Lucy, if you're going to stay, just refresh your internet, your thingy, so we actually can reboot and you can be in real time. Because I think you have a massive delay, like a 30 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Go ahead, CEO.
Yeah, I think it's a big delay. Let me see
And
if I can
CEO,
come
you
out.
need to
and come back
refresh
in.
or something too, man. You seem like you
Yeah,
still
it's-
downloading over there.
Let me
Really?
see. Yeah.
Yeah, you up? You
No.
getting uploaded.
CEO is just the camera quality. Lucy has a massive delay. Hey,
Yeah,
Lucy.
maybe you need to turn off the camera,
When-
turn it back on, because you upload.
No. Lucy, when you
Really?
hear the CEO, when you hear
Am I
the
moving in real time now?
no, and let me say
Am I
something.
moving?
There's a conflicting information. Lucy, when you hear the number 5, say pineapple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Pineapple?
Yes, just leave and come back. It's like a 5 to 10 second delay. CEO, you good? It's just
1, 2,
the
3,
same
4,
as usual.
5.
Yeah.
Are my
It's the
words
same-
Oh, all right.
thinking?
Y'all can hear me, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Lucy,
Let's try.
just refresh it. Go ahead, CEO, uninterrupted, please.
Yeah, I think a man should be able to take control and not actually control the woman, right? Like I'm gonna use Smell the Roses example. Her husband took control of the environment after he saw what outfit she had on and allowed her to make a conscious choice not to ever wear the miniskirt again. He did the rightful manly thing to do, which is to take control of the environment. We still going out, but we're not going to go outside. You feel me?
We still dancing around the word though. If I say, "Hey, CEO controls this company, CEO controls this army, CEO controls this platoon," we don't want to put control with women, but we don't mind being controlled by women and our kids. We'll say that word depending on how the control is. We're both being controlled. We are afraid. Most brothers are afraid of women, man. Just keep it real like that.
No, that's why I said. That's why I said
let me land. You can take it right back. We've been programmed to let them manipulate us. We've been programmed to do what they want us to do. We've been programmed to be afraid of how they react to what we say, so that we dance around that word. But ultimately, no man wants to be in a position where he's not in control of the situation or his woman and his kids. It doesn't benefit him. And that's why a lot of women are turning on their men. That's why a lot of kids turn on the father, especially when the mother gets in the way of parenting and the woman is the first teacher of children. And if the woman gets in front of the daddy and the importance and the honor of the daddy, the kids will turn on the daddy as well too. So it ultimately comes to control, and you allowing the person to be in control as well too. That's the big word.
I think you guys got.
I didn't dance around the word because I agreed that a man should be able to take control. He controlled the environment and not the person, right? He allowed the person to make the right decision for herself, and I think that's why they got married, because he took control of the situation, right? As a man, he took control of the situation. I'm picking you up. You got this mini skirt. Your cheeks is hanging out. Okay, we're not going to get out the car. That's what he said off rip. He told her what's going to happen. That's taking control of the situation. He didn't control a person and say, "Oh, you don't ever wear that again." He took control of the environment and then allowed her to make a decision. You feel what I'm saying? So he still took control.
All I'm saying, ACO, all I'm saying is the semantics. Like people are saying literally taking control of her. Of course, we can't literally take control of her, but you would be in control. That's all I'm saying. If somebody lives in CEO household, you're in control.
The only thing you can control is yourself. The only thing you can control is yourself. My parents had control of me. I still smoke weed. You know, like
absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know what is a mechanism of control? Hey, Fatty, if you don't stop sagging your pants, I'm not going outside with you anymore. Yes, miss.
But that's
not
control.
You know what the mechanism of control? You know what the
consequences. And I think, Ollie, this is the word the C word that you need to get correct.
Is the same word because respect is the same word.
It's not the same word.
Ollie, you know why?
It's consequences. When you say to someone, "You're not getting out of the car,"
It's semantics.
That's what it is. You're not getting out of the car with me. You can get out of the car. It's not going to be with me.
Jonathan.
So there's consequences. It's not control.
Okay. Does the government control us by if we do something, if we cross, if we delete somebody, if we go through a red light? There's controls mechanism that make us suffer.
No, we control ourselves because we form the government. So that
the government doesn't have mechanism.
We chose the government. Then we chose the people to control us, right?
So if you miss some child support payments and the government decides to put you in the jail for a week, and is that the mechanism of control to make sure that you pay the child support?
No,
but Fatty, he made a good point. Hold on, Fatty, he made a good point to your argument. He said, the government doesn't control us. We formed the government, and this is what we wanted, right? We picked people to control us, right? So in the marriage, wouldn't it be the same exact way? Mm-hmm. She picked you as a man, or was supposed to anyway, but she picked you and said, "This man I know is going to take care of me. I picked the right representative to represent my family. I know he's going to represent my family. He has me, right?" And so if I think that about a politician, why wouldn't I think that way about the man I sleep with?
Because if you flip this, and if a man came on here and said, "Man, I do everything my woman says," If she tells me to go left, I'm going left. I do whatever makes her happy. I'll do whatever she wants me to do. Most women would see that, oh, that's a good man. That's a real man. Nobody sees problematic if a man comes here and professes that he does whatever his woman wants. And Raphael, are you telling me if a man comes here and says, man, I do whatever my wife wants, she's in control of my life, do you think most women will be like, oh, that man's disgusting, or that's a real man? You might be, I know you may be disgusted, but would most women support that rhetoric, even if they wouldn't support the actual man? Would they support the rhetoric?
I hope not. I don't know the answer, but I hope not.
Okay, so that's okay. So hold on, we're not over pursuing. Hold on, Fatty. Hold on. Sisters, would most women support that rhetoric?
No.
Yes.
Hold on. What? Hold on. Say that again. Say that.
If a man comes on here and say, man, I do whatever my woman wants. I do whatever to make her happy. Like I'm fine with my woman controlling and leading this relationship. Would most women in today modern time support that rhetoric? The rhetoric.
Oh, they would support the rhetoric, but they wouldn't like it.
Right.
Yeah,
But no,
they
right.
were still walking like a dog.
That's the point. Nobody, no man, no woman would push back on typically on that conversation.
No, they would support
in real life. If you go over people's house, and I know y'all do, most men just quiet. They don't say nothing. They're not going to say nothing that ruffles their woman's feathers or her friend's feathers. Men are afraid to talk in public. They want to make sure they don't say nothing wrong, and they're saying whatever makes their woman and the other women around her comfortable. And any man that's on this panel knows that's what typically happens out in settings. Men, whatever women's saying, they just sitting back chilling. Unless you go to another room where you can talk. Soon as the ladies start coming towards the room, everybody switches up and starts talking about what they like hearing. Like, let's keep it real about.
See, that's not my experience, man. But I mean,
so,
maybe
so you never went to. So Raphael, you never went to a barber shop and saw the man talking, and then a woman comes in the room and everybody switch it up. You never saw that? Never.
I only go to male barbershops. Women don't typically come in.
So women don't have kids. So women don't have kids that they take to male barbershops to actually do their hair. No.
I haven't seen that in years personally, but maybe they do.
And this is what we're talking about. This is not a conversation.
It is true.
This is not a conversation based on reality. You know why I'm not?
It's my reality.
It is true because of my social circle.
You know why this is not a conversation about reality? Oldest game in the book. Woman use sex to get money and power, and man use power and money to get sex.
50% of households
game in the book. When your woman is denying you sex, for the most part, is a control mechanism so you can actually act the way that you want to act. Everybody knows about it. Everybody has these conversations. When a man, for example, is the sole provider of the family, he has a level of control because that woman doesn't have means that actually take care of by herself. So we know he's control too. Relationships is nothing but a control, like a power struggle between two people. And the best you can ask is for two people to actually be kind about it. I'm going to push you this way, and you are going to watch the Super Bowl with me, even though you don't like football. And I will watch Housewives of Atlanta with you, even though I don't like it, but I will do it anyway. It's a power struggle.
It's compromise.
It is a power struggle, Fatty, but
for whatever
eventually
reason,
it doesn't end well for her. That's the whole point. She's got the same consequences.
No, but that's what Ali's saying. Ali is saying this. Men are fine with being controlled by a woman, especially a woman that is grateful, a woman that loves you, a woman that rocks with you, a woman that pushes you. There's nothing more exciting to do something for a woman that actually is on your program. It's awesome. Hey, baby, you want to go shopping? Do you think do you guys saw the video that they was asking on Costco? Rate your experience coming to Costco with your wife from 0 to 10. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. and woman thought, oh my God, they ate woman. No, it means that I don't like to be here, but I still love you so much that I'm going to hold your bag while you're doing some useless shopping that you actually don't need. There's love. Love is not a negotiation between two equals. Love is sometimes you are going to have the final decision, which is most relationships is woman, to be honest. 90% of the things in the relationship is the woman that decides. And then there's going to be a very small percentage of decisions where the man has the final veto in power, and the man can even say, I control and I have the final say, even though my woman does everything. Because if he does it, there's somebody that's coming out of the woodwork calling him monsters, saying he shouldn't be like that, a woman, her body, her choice, all that. This is all bullshit. This is not reality at all. And go ask to this woman if they want a man that can exercise control over them. They will say no when they're 20s, and they will beg for it when they are older and they have no way out. They'll say, I wish a man could come to my life to control out of the mess that I did. All of a sudden, we don't know what we're talking about. All of these women don't want to be controlled, don't want to be said what you do when they literally get wet every time a man says, hey, watch your mouth. Don't say that.
But Fatty, I think maybe
hold on,
Jonathan
Mika.
has a woman that is on his program, so he might not be in that mind frame. I don't think most men get to, because Jonathan looks relaxed to me.
He looks like a kept man, right?
He looks relaxed. Okay,
Hey, Mika, flip it. No, flip it. He is on our program because there's respectfully, Jonathan. This is Mika. I got you right. This is not a shame. Most relationships are controlled by women because the day they decide they don't want to stay, they bounce. That's the reality. Most women are the ones decided if they leave or they stay. The best predicament for you to actually know if you're going to have a long-lasting relationship is not the man, is the woman. How much quality does that woman have? So Jonathan might have a wonderful woman, so he is very okay with considering everything that she wants to do. But for the most part, Jonathan, if you don't have the balls to put your foot down and says no, and everything has to be the conversation, respectfully, she's just trying to converse with you so she can change her mind and do what she wants.
I can say no all the time, because there's consequences that are attached to my request.
Real quick. I
got to be able to respond, Ali.
Of course, but hold on. We have one person who hasn't spoke at all yet, and then you can get right back. I just want to hear, because then we go back in the open panel. He hadn't even spoke yet. Ask a brother. Are you seeing any consistencies? What sense can you make out of this matter, my brother? What do you see? And then my brother Jonathan, you could be the first to rebuttal him, and Raphael as well too.
And I'm sorry, Mika, for taking the microphone out of your hand. It was not on purpose.
Yeah, if I could see the names of the people so I can make sure I address people properly, I would greatly appreciate it. Number one, thank you, Ali, and everybody for welcoming me in real quick.
You, my brother.
I'm super hungry, so I just came real quick because this was a really lively conversation. I just had a couple concerns when I was listening to this, and I was like, I'm seeing some fire people on the show. Smell of Roses, Pop, Culture Mika, and so many others. I appreciate y'all for sure. The gentlemen, Mr. Raphael and Jonathan, it looks like you both like coaches for relationships and
for men. Yes,
I've been a couples therapist for 10 years. So
okay. My main concern, based off of how I listened to your responses, was I think one of the concerns on my end that I've observed and noticed for quite a while sometime is as women have elevated their personal feelings more and more, they've lowered the value of the things that they agreed to, like oath and commitment and marriage, right? So when you have a population that elevates their feelings too high, this is how we run into these situations where we're trying to talk about what men need to do different, and we kind of start to coddle women as if they're not adults making volitional decisions as well. So my initial concern is you gentlemen that are talking to men and to couples, and Jonathan, I'm not doubting that you probably have some success. I'm assuming if you're doing it 10 years, you're doing something right. My concern is if the ladies that fixate and elevate too high just their personal emotions and their feelings, we get into these scenarios where they're putting men in unwinnable situations. My default setting when I'm talking to couples, when we do premarital counseling and we're working with couples, is I try to explain how dangerous his cheating is. And I don't think enough people in your positions, and I'm not saying this is what you guys are doing, but what I am suggesting is if you don't see his cheating as the equivalent of her being unfaithful, this explains why your responses have been what they have been to the panel. You don't see those as anything close to comparable or in pretty close territory.
Can you say that again?
Yeah. I view women who decide and intentionally choose to hold out for non-medical reasons as already being unfaithful. So women that choose to be unfaithful, you deserve, as a woman who's obligated this man to be monogamous with you in the court of law and before the church and all this other stuff and gave all these oaths, when you decide you want to cheat, when you decide you want to stay in a relationship and get all the benefits, but you also don't want to hold up your end of the bargain, you've already broken the vows. You're functionally not a wife anymore. You are already unfaithful, and you've been unfaithful, and it's usually the man is not complaining after a week. So if you've been unfaithful for that long, these are your options of what you actually deserve. If you're putting a man in a position when you're not willing to work on this stuff, fix it, you're supposed to end the relationship. If you're choosing to stay and still hold out, you're being unfaithful and putting him in an unfair position. So now a man has to decide, stay in a sexless marriage and relationship with somebody who clearly doesn't like me, or risk losing access, or at least half of the time of access to my kids. That's how deceptive and disgusting this actual behavior is. If we treated it as such, then wouldn't the appropriate responses be, yes, either you are to divorce her or he is to cheat privately and respectfully, and you don't need to ask about it. That's actually, if he has to choose between losing access to his kids or staying in a sexless marriage and relationship, the only other alternative, naturally, if he doesn't want to lose access to his kids with a woman who's choosing to do this, is to cheat on the side.
That's verbatim what I said earlier, by the way.
Okay. So that's the position you gave. That's the positions that you're putting your partner in.
I don't disagree at all.
So my concern, and Raphael, I came in late, so I didn't hear a lot of what you had to say in regards to this topic. My concern is, if the conversation is always talking about what men need to do different and men need to approach different, I have no problem holding men accountable. My stance and lens is, if you can't reference and tell a woman, hey, if you keep holding out, you're going to get cheated on, or you're going to lose access to your kids half the time. That's how serious it needs to be. And when Ali and other people are saying this, some of this stuff, Jonathan, I just kind of sense like, man, you're kind of raising the bar in terms of how men need to try to fix and resolve this. And there's a whole other half of this equation. And my concern, man, is like, listen, I'm not saying that you're not loving, that you don't have care for men and you don't have care for women. My only concern is, if you view this the way I view it, my lens would be a little bit more, I'll phrase it this way. If men got divorced as often as women held out, 10% of women would still be married. So regardless of what the options are, of how you think men should proceed, there's clearly something about elevating our feelings too high above our oath, above our commitment, above the things that we promise before God and our community and our family, where you think that this is an optional process. I'm a married man, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't walk around like a dictator. I'm an alpha man. I don't do none of that shit. All this red pill stuff is cool for social media. My wife knows the clock is ticking after 2 to 3 weeks. You ain't got to ask. You ain't got to wonder. You ain't got to none. The clock is ticking after 2 to 3 weeks. Ain't no way I worked this hard to be in a position where you're going to weaponize sex over me. We don't have to have a discussion. I mean, we don't have to have an argument. I can leave or I can stay and I can do what I want. But you don't get to pick and choose when you want to show up as a wife and then try to hold me accountable that I still got to do my end of the bargain. That's all that I'm concerned about. I'm not saying that it's justified, but I'm saying that's actually a very normal reaction when the leverage is I lose access to my child. If I can lose access to my child because of something you're doing, and my options are stay and be in a sexless marriage and relationship for the next 10, 20 years of my life, I'd rather stay in the house with my child and get the pussy you ain't giving. And you can stay in your lane and do what you got to do on the side if you see fit. But this idea that I would never lie, I would never this. Well, I thank God that you haven't been put in a position to be in a relationship with a woman like that. I have with a previous relationship. So I know what it's like to show up, do everything. And the countless men that I've talked to that have done this for 10, 15 years, they're in relationships with people that's only thought about themselves. They've elevated their feelings above the kids, above the marriage, above the oath and the commitment. And then when he does cheat, some of the worst people in relationships were the people who didn't cheat. It's the person often that didn't cheat that gets to run around with the narrative that the reason why the marriage ended is because somebody cheated. Not because of the sexual manipulation, not because of the weaponization of the children, not because of the lies and the gossip and all this other crazy bullshit that a lot of ladies end up doing. I just think that it's disgusting that if we viewed men cheating anything close to women withholding sex, that they're demanding monogamy from the other man, I think that we would have a much better, more balanced approach when we're talking about what's wrong from both sides. I was sensing and I'm listening and I'm hearing a lot of what men need to do different and not nearly enough of, well, maybe a lot of you ladies don't deserve a ring in the first place. So, Jonathan, if you want to respond, I have no problem with that. And just to clarify, there's men that will take their life because of this issue. So the reason why it's so serious to me is I can't stand when I'm listening to panels and listening to people where they talk 95% of the time about what men need to do different. Ladies, stop asking to get married if you get married and you decide this is how you want to behave. So, Johnson, if you want to respond, I respectfully will listen to whatever it is you got to say, my brother.
You know, I love this conversation. We started out by, does a man have a right to tell a woman what to wear? Or can a man control what a woman wears? And now we're talking about whether a woman has a right to withhold sex or what the consequences should be. I do not hate anything that you said with respect to a marriage is essentially no longer a marriage when someone's withholding sex. I 100% agree with that.
It's basically a divorce.
It's a divorce, right? All I'm saying is that there are consequences attached to all of our individual decisions. So if she decides to withhold sex, I'm going to go to her before I cheat, before I leave, and I'm going to say, what's it going to take for you to get on board with being intimate and repairing this intimacy that we are meant to have, right? If she flat out refuses, there's consequences attached to that.
And would you agree that one of those consequences, if it's not divorce, is I'm going to get what I can get on the side?
I agree that some men do that. It's not what I.
I'm just saying and I want ladies to understand.
I would 100%.
That I'm not saying
I would understand it.
And like Fatty said it earlier, there's a difference between saying what's more likely to happen versus what's right. I'm not saying it's moral or it's right for a man to cheat. I am saying that's absolutely on the table if you try to stay in a relationship and demand monogamy with a man and not offer sex. That is absolutely on the table. So this whole back and forth discussion of, well, we need to talk about, we're not having sex. So by default, we need to fix it. And both parties know that. So when the ladies hold the cards and you know we need to work on this and you're not choosing to work on it, you've already made the decision for us. There's no begging. There's no pleading. You already know what he needs to do. And either you think he can or can't do it. So when you choose to stay, it doesn't matter about the conversation at that point. Because at that point, either he can or can't live up to it, and you've already made a decision that you just don't want to give it.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a man.
You put him in an unwinnable situation.
Where I'm coming from, though, is if I'm a man that has a broken marriage, I don't want to then become a broken man by cheating on my wife. I made a vow in front of God. And so I say, I will extend you the description of what the consequences are going to look like, but that's not going to force me to cheat.
Yeah. So, and I'm not even saying
I would take and arguably, if we are roommates now, we're no longer, in a marriage. Well, then the consequences, unfortunately, are going to be that I leave, and I will only see my kids half the time. And I suffered that 4 times over from both my parents twice over. And it's dreadful and it's terrible. Yeah. But it's not going to force me to cheat. But I absolutely believe that the C word that we need to be talking about is consequences, not control.
Yeah. And
there are consequences when it's 2-3 weeks and you show me no intimacy, no affection. We're having a conversation. We're having a long conversation and one that's going to bring you to the table. And if you refuse to come to the table, then I guess I got to go eat somewhere. I'm not going to cheat on you before I do that, though.
And listen,
I don't hate what you said. I just would do it differently. And I'm just happy to hang on. I just want to say one thing. I'm just as happy to throw women under the bus as I am men under the bus.
Oh, okay. Because
100%.
Again, I came in
late.
I'll
call a man to a higher standard, and I'll call a woman right after him or right beside him, because women should show up just as much as men should. No one gets a free pass. No one gets a free ride. And if she thinks she's going to go out and dress this way and act a certain way, and that's going to be consequence free, I'd love to have my wife on here. Yes, my wife is on my program, but I'm on her program. We're on each other's program. And arguably, even Fatty is on a woman's program in the honeymoon phase, and she's on his program in the honeymoon phase. The question is not, why aren't you? It's the question that we should be asking is, how did I fuck it up so bad that you're not on my program anymore? Right? We need to turn the lens on ourselves. And if Fatty were to ask himself that question a little bit more, maybe his woman would be on his program and he'd be on her program, and then they would live happily ever after.
Yes,
that's all I'm
saying. She's not on my program because of men like you. Because y'all condition women, because y'all men of your generation and above condition these women to think that even though you're not bigger than me, even though you're not more emotional stable than me, even though if you can do, like, You condition women to look at us as equals. And then when I want to put my foot down and says, come to my program, no, because I heard somebody on YouTube named Jonathan, and he told me that I'm on his program and you are on my program. This is what we call sabotage. The gender war is man against man, not man against woman. It's man against other man that do the dirty bits of woman. And you know what's funny, Jonathan? Hey, and you know what's funny, Jonathan? Hey, y'all are way more accomplished than me. All of the men on the upper panel and CEO are way more accomplished than me. Y'all deal with the average man. They book consultations with y'all probably every day, 2-3 times a day. You know what's funny? I think I actually know more about the average man than you, because if you thought that denying sex is the end of marriage, 90% of men will actually be single at this point or divorced, because most men in any point of the relationship are going to get on a place where a woman doesn't want to have sex with them. And if I was doing the same thing that you were telling me to do, I would lose my family, I'll lose my kids, I'll lose probably the place where I live, and I'll lose all these things that actually make marriage such a nice thing. So respect.
Fatty, if you're on a losing streak in Vegas, why are you then going to bet?
If you are going to do these type of prescriptions to the average man, if she denies you sex, talk with her, and she doesn't do nothing, leave. You are sending 90% of average men either 1 year, 1 month, in 10 years. You are going to send them out for the streets, because that's what's happening to most men in any point of the relationship.
Jonathan, real quick, because I'm about to leave.
I gotta respond. I gotta respond.
Jonathan, I appreciate your feedback, and I appreciate learning more about you and knowing that, oh yeah, you hold men and women accountable. 100%. I appreciate that for sure. The caveat, not even a caveat, the short response that I would just kind of toss in there is, there is a worldview where a man staying in a sexless marriage and cheating is better than seeing his kids 50% of the time. Like, and I'm not saying that's your worldview.
I would never pass judgment. I have to say, I don't judge like what
there's just people that's in those situations. There's people in those situations, and for me I'll tell him what the pros and cons of it will be. I'll say what the risk factors are. But the idea that there's men that, well, just see your kids twice a week now, or see your kids on weekends. If that's the choice, cheating's better. Cheating's better. And if that's the choice he's been, I don't want to say forced, because you mentioned that no one forces you to do it, but if that's the position you've been placed, push, manipulated, whatever it is, if that's the option, the cards that you've been dealt, the first thing I'm going to challenge him on is, has she shown these traits before you gave her a ring? Did she show these traits and signs that she'll withhold and weaponize certain things against you? Because I'm going to put it more on him for putting himself in a situation in the first place. But once he's in it and he has kids involved, if a man has to choose between seeing his kids every other weekend or only during the summer and all this other bullshit and getting sex on the side because she's not offering it, it is what it is.
I just have to respond real quick, and then I do need to leave. But I agree with a lot of what Jonathan said. I do coach men, but the thing I coach men on is that the only thing you can actually control, if we go back to the C word, are your own actions. That's the only thing you have control of. So if a woman is not giving you sex, the only thing you can do is try to have the conversation, put out the consequences to say, this is what it is. We're either going to have an open relationship, we're going to get divorced, or I'm going to cheat and you're not going to know it. Like 100%. those are the three things but I think what I try to teach men is that you need to have the self-respect to know that discernment, and then the communication skills to be able to navigate a long-term relationship. That's all I want to tell men to do, is like, that's all you have control of. Is you can, tell someone your intentions. You can be assertive of what you're going after, what you want, and the consequences are the consequences. But I try to encourage men to lift themselves up, because that's the only thing they can do. You can complain about women not putting out until you're blue in the face. That's not going to make them put out.
No, but listen, but if this is extremely
translation, you are going to beg for sex, and if she says no, tough luck.
I don't need a translator, Fatty. I'm pretty clear about
it. No. I'm just saying, for the average people, the translation is, please, lady, can I have some sexual crumbs, please? No.
He's not begging.
That might be your relationship, buddy. That might be your relationship, Fatty, but I don't relate.
But leave the intentional part. If we're listening to what Ask a Brother is saying, and we're talking about the intent of society, right? If what's best for the kids in society, him cheating to take care of his family and keeping the family together, seeing his kids all the time with the ungrateful woman, or him leaving and breaking the family to go find sex and see his kids half the time to leave them with an ungrateful woman. These kids are having issues because they're not following their father, they're following their mother. So is it better for him to stay there and keep from broken houses happening, or us to keep investing in the current market where men just smashing and dashing? We have single parents. Like, look at what he's asking. Like, we're not truly listening to what he's saying. Should the man stay, keep his kids together, and the father's always there, or should we separate? And now we have kids in broken homes, identity issues, and no disrespect for nobody, because I believe in the Holy Trinity, man, woman, and child. LGBT behaviors being presented. Kids have identity issues where they don't like themselves, they don't like their mama, they don't like their daddy. We can't commit to each other. In our lifetimes, looking at the age of people on this panel, people aren't getting married. People can't create healthy relationships. It's because there's a gender that's chosen themselves over everybody else, and they've given permission to the boy to do what he wants, the girl to do what he wants, and now we have a society that doesn't commit to each other. So when he asked that, is it better for a man to get peace outside the home from a woman he's not getting peace from, to continue doing what he's doing to keep a family together, or to go back out and keep a sexually liberated society where everybody just breaking each other? Which one's best for society?
Well,
I think
there's
what's
many
best,
steps
what's
that
best
you
for
take
society is
to
men
get
to give women 3 weeks. If it's for non-medical reasons, the first week we were both busy. The
Oh my gosh.
The second week there's a problem. Week 3, don't ask why I came in at 3 a.m. If we start there as a premise, and again, I appreciate Raphael saying you need to make this known. You need to say this out loud. You don't need to do this in private. You need to make it known. This is what, like both gentlemen said, this is the consequence. Now, again, I got to do my part if there's things that I'm doing that's contributing to why it is that she doesn't want to have sex. But if you decide that you're putting me in an unwinnable situation, it is what it is. Now, I will have that conversation, see if we can resolve it. But if that's the situation I'm going to be placed in, that's what's on the table.
Yes, but I'm gonna ask you, because
Yeah.
your mind is different than a lot of people. I got to catch you on Ill Alive the other day, and I
Okay.
like that. I've always I've been looking for inconsistencies. You ain't give me one yet, so I'm supporting you, my brother. As you are being the leader of the nation in a higher conscience, wouldn't we eventually come to a place to go, hey man, you just gotta lie. Hey, she don't accept it, she ain't gonna accept it. But to keep peace in your house and your home with the higher intellects, the only thing you can advise is this man to cheat and lie. Because if he tells the truth, and this is why I'm saying this, and coming from where you coming from, we being intentional. If he tells the truth, she's already leaving. If he tells the truth, he already broke his home. So if the majority of the time she's gonna pick,
I'll tell you why
Go ahead.
Raphael and Jonathan are right. I'll
Okay.
tell you why they're right.
okay.
They are right if you set the foundation from the beginning of what the expectations are and what the consequences are. I'm going to flip it to make it easier. If I refuse and stop paying bills, after how long should my wife decide she needs to get money elsewhere? And if she comes up and the bills is paid, and I'm like, well, how she pay the bills if I'm not contributing to it? That's not my business. Because if I've volitionally made a decision, that I'm not going to take care of her, I'm not going to provide anymore, I don't have the onus to be able to say, well, where'd you get the money from? It ain't from me. So she gets to go and get the money elsewhere. So that's a very basic understanding on our part. I'm part of my role and purpose is understood without having to say it. We both understand that if she can stop working tomorrow, I will have to continue to produce. We already have that we already know that. So if I've already made that decision that I'm just not going to do that, I know that potentially could be on the table. When it comes to men, I think it's actually better early on, even prior to marriage, to have this conversation about threesomes, about the idea of stepping out, about whether we're exclusive monogamy. I actually think it's better early on to have that conversation, so you're not waiting until these volatile moments to then try to have the discussion. If she already was not having sex with you, and she already is withholding things from you, so trying to do honesty then and there is already problematic. And then trying to work it out with her is going to cause a lot of issues if she still doesn't want to come through with it. So my suggestion is, if you're honest from the beginning, then she already knows what's on the table if she decides to renege.
So I disagree with that, my brother.
Dude, that's fine.
So,
and that might work for you. That might work for you.
No. So let me
get
get
with
my
Raphael, with Jonathan, with Smell the Roses.
Right.
I believe that people who are getting it are understanding that the way in which I'm going to be able to maintain a long-term marriage and relationship in 2025 is that I actually have to establish this foundation from the beginning.
Right. So there's a problem with what you're saying, and this is why Andrew Wilson and Coach Greg Adams had this conversation right here. You can't control a woman changing her mind. Mika and majority of women already have professed the fact that most women don't listen, most women don't cooperate, most women are going to do things that's benefiting them. So even if you get a woman to do all these things, you told her from the get-go, hey, I'm going to be dealing with multiple women, I'm going to be having threesomes, and she says okay in the beginning, that's good for right now. Like Fatty says, most of these sisters change their mind. And I'll tell you one more, to double down on certain things. The more phenomenal the man is, the more she believes her worth goes up, and she'll compromise that man even faster than the man that isn't working as hard as that man as well too. Because a lot of men who have to extend themselves typically are showing a woman that he needs something else outside himself to get this woman. But the problem about what you're saying, and not saying that it should be that way, is the fact that even if you break down all those things and she concedes to that and commits to that, Raphael is the only person that I know can read the stats right. Most of these marriages are ending because of lack of commitment. She's not going to commit to what she commits to. The same reason most women get with men is the same reason they leave them. They liked it at the beginning, they don't like it at the end, or they didn't like it in the beginning, and now they like it at the end. And what Fatty was talking about, they'll beg to get back with you. So if we lived in a society where women honored their word and their word went in the sand and the water can just brush it off, I support what you're saying 100%. But most of these women change their minds, brother.
Everything you said is true.
Thank you so much.
No problem. I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, Raphael, thank you so much, man.
Everything you said was true, except the part about you're not a liar if you do what we say. That's the only difference. You're just not a liar.
Yes,
you're not a liar. Like everything you said is exactly factual. That a woman could change her mind at any time.
So,
but you're not a liar. That's the difference.
The thing is y'all are right again. One thing is what is right, another thing is what works. What is right is you're informing this woman in advance what you're going to do, so she has no excuse afterwards when the rules actually are enforced. The problem is if the average man goes to the average woman and says, I will have other woman during a relationship, they're gone because they are not special. She'll find another one. So you advocating for these men that are not tall enough, have money enough, are special enough, you are literally putting this man in not a zero-sum game, but in the catch 22, because either is going to be honest and is going to lose the woman because he's not special enough for the woman, in the woman's opinion, so she can have to share him, or you are not going to say it, and then when things happen, you are going to actually lie to protect your family and to make sure that what's good for society happens.
But there's no lying to protect your family. You wouldn't even have a family with her if she's not in agreement. Like, she can change her mind at any time. What I'm suggesting is establishing a relationship on you're using the same manipulation tactics that you're shaming women about when they get in the marriage.
Absolutely not. Because if a woman
respectfully, absolutely it is. If you're shaming women for lying and omitting things once they get in the relationship and get what they really want, men are lying on the front end and then being able to hide stuff once you get in the relationship. What I'm suggesting is reverse. Now, your argument is a legit one. Then you just have to become the man that can be able to be honest from the beginning.
Absolutely. But the problem with this conversation, once again, is that y'all don't deal in reality, because women definitely should lie to men if they manipulate them for good. You might not be proud of me and you see me tired, but you saying I'm proud of you. Let's go and let's get the money. If you're lying, I'm going. If you're lying, I might be too little for you. Like this woman moan extra. This woman moan extra to make you feel good. This woman
get a Gucci bag.
Get a Gucci bag.
These women know how to use manipulation for good. So I would say to that woman, use the said manipulation. You know your man, you know his ego. Use it for the betterment of both of y'all, not just you when you want what you need. Because if I have to put the spinach around the bacon for my kid to eat some spinach, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to lie to you. Here is the bacon. Nah, motherfucker, you are going to get the spinach.
Fatty, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
I got you, Oscar.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll ask you. I once again agree with what's right.
We both agree. We both agree.
Me and Ali fight about this all the time.
We fought it out for years.
Yes, it's like technically you should do what's right. But on a world of savages, who gets the prize? The man that does what he has to do, or the man that does what is righteous, and now he's homeless, and now he's losing his family, and now he's having everything on his life compromised because he didn't have the balls to actually do what he needed to do, which a lot of times is lie. Like,
I have a question. So I have a question. Jonathan, do you feel like you're winning?
100%.
I feel like I'm winning.
100%.
And that's
No
one.
doubt.
And then number two, I've done both of these strategies. I've done both these strategies. I'm married twice. I'm married. This is my second marriage. I've been married twice. I've done both these strategies, and I'm telling you, it is far more effective if all men moved in accord with doing this.
So
because you're actually because what's happening is it's only the men that me and Jonathan are apparently doing this, and now we're getting the outcomes that everybody's claiming that is not possible anymore. And what I'm suggesting is, the men that are giving the feedback and advice and recommendations are the ones that's not leading towards the outcomes that's leading towards the success that we're claiming that's creating the issues in the first place. If you want the households to stay together, if you want these relationships to come together, if you want people to stay in the same home, it actually starts with how you build the foundation. So women can change their mind at any time, and if it happens, it happens. But what I'm saying is, if the ideal situation is to make sure that a woman knows up front what can happen if she moves a certain way, all you have to do then is move accordingly. Either she accepts it or she doesn't. But you can leave that relationship with integrity and knowing that you are honest and upfront from the beginning of what the consequences are of somebody taking a ring from me, taking my last name, allowing me to have children with them, and not honoring their vows. If you want to change all of that, that's on you. But now, if my wife wanted to leave me today, I can walk away with integrity and knowing I was honest,
your head held high,
always up front.
I have a question, and you got it right. So, if is self-reported, all the single women say they're living their best life. So you and Jonathan saying that y'all winning to me is irrelevant because married men have to lie to protect the integrity of their marriage. I would never expect a married man to come on YouTube and say, "Yeah, she's a meaning. She treats me bad." Y'all like everybody else.
I gotta bring my wife on here. She would love it so much.
And you are going to look like an ostrich next to her because she's going to talk
because
to you.
Come down and say how amazing I am.
Let me just finish my point, please. Right? Ask a brother. Did your first wife told you that she would love you forever and she will never leave you?
They all say that.
So honesty doesn't work.
Honesty works in the sense that
it doesn't work. If she told you something,
I'll be honest why. And I'm saying this from a man of integrity that did cheat in a previous relationship. Honesty matters in terms of my personal integrity and being able to walk away with that, still carrying that with me. Because if she switched up, if she changed, I can walk away with knowing that I didn't compromise or I didn't lie. I didn't hide anything. So regardless of the type of woman she showed up as, I showed up in such a way that I'm not proud of as a man.
Right. But when you first came on here,
so for me to be able to put myself and build myself and put myself in a position where I can be upfront with women, upfront about. So when I go on a date with every single woman prior to meeting my wife, and I say, I don't cook, I'm not going to cook. That's not like me cooking is probably once a month. That's not on the table. You don't want to have sex with me? This is what the option is. If you don't want to work anymore, I'm still willing. So when you put those things up front, you can, I'll say it this way. When you've lost a marriage over doing what the suggestion of what you guys are suggesting, I don't think you understand. It's not just that you lost access to the relationship and potentially your kids. It's also the lack of integrity and that you had to carry around with you as a man that
you've lost access to yourself as a man.
Yeah,
and
like,
Fatty, I actually don't even believe you would ever want to cheat on.
Can I say something real quick?
Look at me in the mirror.
Yes,
I got you.
Look at me in the mirror. And Angela, I know Angela wanted to say something, so I apologize. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I like the idea of being transparent. I think sometimes it gets by because it's not even a thought because she is doing what she's supposed to do in the beginning. So I don't see, if you guys meet and everything's being taken care of, a man just bringing that up to have the conversation. Like, listen, if you don't do this, if a certain amount of time passed by, because that's not an issue yet. So I think sometimes men expect it to be the same way down the line. That's just, my opinion. I do like that idea, but
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
sometimes it goes like that.
these are a lot of when I do divorce counseling, when I do couples counseling, it usually stems from conversations they didn't have earlier on when they weren't having the issues to begin with. It usually is better to talk about money, talk about infidelity, talk about all these scenarios before you walk across that aisle. So people who do, a lot of couples wait until something happens to now say, now we need to talk about it. What I'm suggesting is being more proactive, not reactive.
So
and I
I
agree with you. Just to make sure when people clip this, I agree with you. If you actually are worth something, if you are the average man, if you are the average man, you are not going to get away with this shit. You are going to be penalized every time you're trying to be honest, while 5 men are on their DMs competing with you and lying to her every day. You are
I
not
do
going
think
to
that some women will find it offensive.
So
if you tell them, yeah, I know, right?
No,
but you know,
right. So for number one, ask a brother. Most women throughout your whole life told me, tell me the truth and let me choose, and she chose the lie.
But it's not true.
She skipped over you. Number
so
two,
what? Like that's
no, let me ask a brother. Let me
do it.
finish. Number two, when you first came on here, you went against the rhetoric of Jonathan and Mr. Raphael, which you would have to concede to. They probably compromising themselves to make their women happy. They're not telling them the truth. We're conflating being deceitful and cheating with telling the truth about what happens in a relationship that makes you happy and how you want something to go your way. The next one, you're not a leader if you can't change your mind inside of a relationship. It's not the fact that women should be able to change their mind. They exercise their masculinity by changing their mind when they get in a relationship and want to be the dominant person to assert themselves. If you get in a relationship and you started it one way and you want to switch it to something else, that's you as a man, as a leader, wanting to change it. So we're conceding to the fact which got to destroy the red pill rhetoric, finding her how she is. You should have vetted her. You should have saw the red flags. You're never the leader. If she changes her mind, you're already compromised. If you can't change her mind, you're still getting her to commit to something that you believe will make her be loyal to you. But at the end of the day, she's actually loyal to yourself. And majority of these women who are actually extremely mature and develop with us as well too, listen to our talking points, they'll bait and switch. Most intellectual women bait and switch. So just like a man will lie to a woman to get sex from her, a woman will go ask a brother, you want me to share you with other women? Fatty, you want me to share? You know what? I'll do that. You want me to pay for this date? I'll do that. You want me to dress like I'm supposed to? I'll do that. Let me get that ring. Let me get that commitment. Let me get that investment. As soon as I get them 8 years, them 10 years, checkmate, I got you. So it's very problematic telling men that they can't change their mind, and that when you get this woman, tell her everything from the beginning, and then you're going to get a loyal woman, which is not what typically is going to happen.
You don't guarantee
I feel like in today's climate too,
that's not the reason.
like,
not you can guarantee female behavior.
You get it.
You're just stating the consequences and leaving and walking with integrity.
That's the problem.
But Ali, what you're suggesting though is putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, like cheating to get your peace while you're in a sexless marriage is just a Band-Aid on a gunshot.
So, hey, Jonathan, that's
so it's not going to work. You're still going to bleed out. So why are you going to compromise?
Because Ask a Brother already told you the truth when he came on here. He just said what I said. If most men told women the truth, we'd have no relationships. Majority of these relationships are only working because a man makes a woman feel good and he caters to her happiness. If he actually did what made him happy, most relationships are ending today, right now on the spot. If men didn't lie, this world isn't revolving. Jonathan, I can bet you 1,000 times you lied to your, hey, babe, how great. You look great. Am I the only one? Yes, I'm the only one. Do you want to go out? Do you want to go shopping today? Yes. Do you want to buy me this? Yes. Men don't never tell women the truth. We are conflating with deceitful cheating. Let's throw cheating out the book. Okay, let's throw cheating away. Most men, to keep their relationships functioning, cater to that woman, and they do what makes her happy to appease her woman. They'll take the, damn, I ain't feel like doing that. Dang, I felt like having sex today. Damn, I ain't feel like her mom and dad coming over here. Damn, I ain't feel like going over here. Damn, I ain't feel like lending her family money. Damn, I ain't. Let me fit, Jonathan. You're gonna get.
Fatty was the one that said that we got to be upfront and honest and not pamper these women.
You're gonna get the rebuttal.
You're gonna add something else when y'all finish.
Angela, you get it right after me, and Jonathan, you get it.
And friends, we have to read the super chat and go to the main event. Okay,
marriage is for a woman. For a man to cut his nuts off and say, I'm gonna engage in monogamy and I'm only gonna take care of you and nobody else, and I'm gonna give you my savings, my money, my protection, my life, it's already for a woman. That's how we know they already lead. But we don't be honest about it. So if a man already caters to her version of a relationship and you still don't want get what you want, We know she's the narcissist. We know she's the selfish person. And for the most part, all the yeses in the world get you no from her still. That's all I'm saying. And ask a brother. For the minority of men that's getting what you're getting, if you're telling the truth, it just means you have a good woman that's with you. And Jonathan, you may have a good woman too, even though your rhetoric was different from his rhetoric, because it may be you making her happy. All I'm saying is this: for the most part, when men commit to a woman, they change their mind and they'll pick somebody else to do what they want. And once they change their mind, that's all I'm saying. Angela, what you were saying, and Jonathan, you got to get to the super chat.
And then Jonathan, and we have to go to the super chat, and then we go to the main event. Okay, friends, thank you very much for the 500 people watching in all platforms. Please like the video. The likes are for free. I would appreciate y'all if you could do that. Thank you very much. And please help us reach the goals that are rolled in the bottom. Support the show, Ilkan on the Cash App or Team 38, and let's get the members up too. Go ahead, at least you got it.
Yeah, I feel like especially in today's climate, like even though I like the idea of being honest up front and things like that, like as the guy above me said, if you say to a woman up front, like, listen, after 3 weeks or whatever, I don't actually I'm coming home, she's liable to call you a misogynist. And not even accept
like why would
you
we be
being
scared?
honest. So
how about,
I understand you're saying, Ann, but like in the mindset of other men, it's
all right. And Angela, I
it's
really
just the mind frame today.
Yeah, I appreciate your feedback about what Ali and a lot of the fatty is saying about, so basically men should just lie. This is my lens and viewpoint. If men in mass started doing what I'm suggesting, first of all, I don't think men realize what the leverage we actually have in the dating market today. More women are single than ever before. Single mothers are out of the woodworks. They're getting close. Winter is coming. So y'all by the time we get to 2030, 2035, cat food prices going to go up. A lot of stuff is going to change. Winter is coming. It's getting real. So a lot of women still don't care. We're talking about whether or not a guy going to cheat or do something on the side. A lot of them, their options is going to be sharing a man anyway 10 years from now. So I'm just
Exactly.
Exactly.
They can't accept the truth. That's like I said, they're gonna call you a misogynist. I agree with what you're saying.
So again, what Jonathan said, what I said, and I think Jonathan agreed. A lot of what I'm suggesting is about the integrity of the man, what he can leave and enter in and leave, walk away with. You can enter in with integrity and you can leave with integrity because you were upfront and honest from the beginning. And the woman can change her mind at any time. That has nothing to do with the character of the man that was honest and upfront and straightforward all the way through.
Ask a brother. You know why I respect you?
Yeah.
Because you are telling men to do what's right, but you are not telling men what's actually going to get them the win. You are right. Like I have this saying that I know. Nobody in this place said this since the day I'm getting here. This is what is happening. Mm-hmm. We are raising men to do what's right, while we raise women to do what's right for them. We are raising men to do what's right for society, for the kids, for the woman, for the relationship, for the country, while we raise our daughters to do what's right for them. Be careful. He wants to have sex with you. Be careful. Don't be like this is what is happening. So you are.
I really think, bro.
So respectfully, I respect you because you are actually telling men to be righteous, but you are sending men with the knife to a gunfight. This is what is going to happen. Is they're going to get there. They're going to play by the book. And you are going to notice that for whatever reason, the men that play dirty get the best results, are the men of these women's lives, are the men that these women complain about, but always have kids with them, live with them, go back to them and all that. While the guy that is actually doing what's right is always get the short end of the stick because he was honest and he was righteous and he was upfront. And now he's getting bamboozled because instead of actually using the cards that he has, and put him next to his chest so nobody sees them so he can control the relationship better. He says, here you go. I have a ace of spades. I have a king, a queen. Let's be honest about it. Gotcha.
I just don't know how you win in that situation. Like, how do you win when you pour your love into a woman, but then also pour your body into another woman? I just don't see how you win.
All I'm going to say, and I'm going to go, fellas, real quick. All I'm going to suggest all I'm going to suggest real quick is, based off of what I'm recommending, Jonathan's recommending versus what some of you all are what the other opposing sides recommending, based off of what we're both recommending, The dating market is the result of listening to who? The dating market and how trash
Women.
and how bad it is based off of whose recommendation?
Women.
Women do what they want. Men do what they want. Nobody be honest. Everybody lie. Has that led to the outcome of what everybody complained about? What we talking about on the podcast right now? Because that's my lens. That's my lens is a lot of these broken homes, a lot of these broken relationships, a lot of these people can't be happy. Everybody talking about everybody's lying and hiding and all this other stuff. The reason why the market is what it is because everybody's doing that type of behavior. Everybody's listening to that type of advice. So my suggestion is that everybody started to move more like this, we would actually align better.
Yes, and you know what's funny? You will never have the following of Derek Jackson because this woman rather listen to liars than to actually listen to truth tellers. This is why you'll never win. Because for every woman that you are going to convert, for every woman that Jonathan is going to convert, Ace Metaphor is going to say "Chada," and he will have 10,000 women listening to him lying to them.
That's
money.
That's not a lie right there. That's bad.
For the one woman you got listening to you, you got 1,000 women saying bump what you saying for what Fatty's saying. Most of these women, three women we can get on here to conform. There's 1,000 women say, man, she'll pick me. Don't nobody care what the hell she talking about.
Absolutely.
That's what we talked about earlier.
Why y'all think I'm here though?
Absolutely. They love
Why y'all think I'm here? Because listen, but why y'all think I'm here? Because in these spaces, very few black men are saying you need to be honest with women up front. Why you even think I'm here? Because there's almost no black men in the manosphere space saying be honest with women from the beginning. So the reason why our community looks the way it does, the reason why our relationships look the way it does, the way that our families look the way that it do, is because of a whole lot of men lying. A whole lot of men not being true and honest. What you say, Mika?
We said when they asked the question earlier, and they asked it to us, and I said, yeah, be honest and tell the truth. They want you to lie, but be honest and tell the truth. But at the end of the day, we already had this conversation. No, the women aren't. The women don't want to hear it from you, nor do they want to hear it from other women.
Yeah,
and that's just that's just the truth. And at the end of the day, we can't do anything about that because this is the environment right now.
And by the way, before you go, you know when women actually listen to you, Esca brother?
What?
When they have no way out.
Hey, I'm on the other side of the wall. I'm waiting for y'all. Come on, ladies.
Is the rebranding?
You got 3 kids. You divorced 3 times. Now you ready to listen to me. Now send the offering plate. I'm here to now. This is the truth.
But you see what I'm talking about. But she didn't win to you because your message changed. She went to you because she needed the rebranding. They go to y'all, they go to the church, they will go to the conservative woman that they will call pick-me's for 10 years, and they will associate to them and says, a woman should be submissive to a man. Not because she actually wants that, it's because she wants a retirement plan. I want a God-fearing man. Why? Because the Bible says that you should provide to your woman, so now they want a sponsor. All of these is performative. These women have superpowers. They were born with the biggest superpower in the planet, which is having a coochie in the middle of their legs. And only when they lose their superpowers, they start to listen to people. While they are Power Rangers, they are flying around, calling the Megazord, teletransporting and all that. As soon as the titty starts sagging and the eggs are not there, and all of a sudden, Jonathan, what is your opinion about how I should get a man? It's always like this. You can't.
Patty, when you have your wedding, make sure you invite me. That's all.
And I've got to come too, and let's go for coffee.
I appreciate Charlie. It's going to be the biggest shit show ever. So everybody's invited for Fatty wedding. I appreciate you, Esca brother. Thank you very much for being here. And I'll read the super chats to friends because we need to go to the main event and we have to wrap it up. So once again, thank you very much to all the people watching the show. 400 and something people. Please like the videos where you are. Let's get the super chats real quick.
It's time for some super chats.
Shout out to Mr. Let me say the first name, Mr. Joseph. Thank you very much for the $25 via Cash App. We appreciate it. Very much to my brother Carl Anderson for the $35 via Cash App. Friends, the goal today is $150. We are halfway there. So please, if you are enjoying the show, support the content creators, make sure that you bless us with a Cash App or a PayPal. I truly appreciate you. Thank you very much. On the super chat side, we have the lovely Doris in the building.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
Member for 2 years. Thank you very much, Doris. I hope you're doing good. My brother Carl Anderson with one membership.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
He comes back with a second membership.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
And then he gives us 5 untouchable memberships, 7 untouchable memberships overall. He is the sponsor of the show right now.
I believe that there's multiple so-called black leaders who believe that they are untouchable.
So, you think you're untouchable?
Thank you very much. We have the lovely Misty with another membership.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
We have my boy Jacques Carter in the building sending just money. Thank you very much, sir. We have Mama. She says, even when I don't want to, I do because that's my place. Look at you, lady. And we have Alpha with a $10 ball. Thank you very much, Alpha. We truly appreciate you.
Let's go. We got $10.
Sir, do you have any change?
Nah, motherfucker, I'm broke.
Alpha says a traditional based conservative woman is a virgin bride. All non-virgin brides on their wedding night are not traditional based on conservative woman fact. Based conservative woman fact. I have to tell the truth to a woman that doesn't even tell me the truth about her body count. Yes, I will do it for sure. Alpha in the building. It says all non-virgin brides are not entitled to honesty. Man, that's great. Mr. Technique in class is in the building, and he says, "Is the wife not representation of her husband?" Also, we have Dep DH Aries is in the building, and he says, "When men say partnership, quickly give them a side eye." Then, shout out to Dep. We have Alpha back again. Says a non-virgin bride can be pregnant with another man baby. That is why I'm never going to be honest with non-virgin brides. We have my boy Theo in the building, and it says, there's something wrong. No, so there's something wrong with the man being in control of his woman and our relationship. Sounds like sophisticated jerk in the building with a $10 ball. Saying shout out to the panel. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. We have again Theo saying in control, able to direct the situation, person, or activity. Alpha back again. It says, bad boy for life. I will never be honest with a non-virgin bride. I think virgins. I think he's not. Striking it rich, £5. Says deep down, every woman on the panel knows that Jonathan and Raphael are pandering. However, if you are creating or protecting a brand, then you have. Leave Jonathan alone. Striking it rich, leave him alone. Alpha, $5 says, I'm a Leo man, king of the zodiac. He's the king. If she catch me cheating, I will never tell her sorry. LOL, real talk, bad boy for life.
Trying to get open, fires away.
We have El Nixon in the building with a $10 ball. He says, great panel audience, Fatty. If you are watching and you like the show, please support by getting the likes up, chat, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, El Nixon. I hope you're doing good. We have 15 to go. We have the lovely Zyrex with the Untouchable membership.
The Untouchable Empire, baby.
We need more members, friends. We need more members. Please become a member of the Untouchable Empire, baby. We have Rob in the building. Says, great convo. Super dope seeing Jeff on the panel. Thank you very much, even though I don't know if we have a Jeff on the panel. Zero Fallout with a $10 ball. It says CGA is 100% correct. Marriage is done in the West, 50% rate, but that doesn't take it into account those that stay together for the kids and sexless marriages. That brings goddamn marriages to 20%. Thank you very much, Zero Fallout. We have CBT Beats, Gifting, Rose, and
The Untouchable Empire, baby.
And then we have my boy Matreon with our 5 untouchable memberships. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you. Almost there, friends. We have. He has a down. Thank you very much, bro. I don't know how to say your name. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Eska, brother. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you. Salute to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Deborah is in the building. She's studying. Thank you, Deborah, with the fire emojis. And then we have, once again, on Rose side, we have 3AM Thoughts Club and Lee Turner with memberships for
The
her. Thank you very
Untouchable
much,
Empire,
friends.
baby.
Finally, we have my brother Shadow Dragon TV gifting memberships to Fatty, Ali, and Smell the Roses 3 in a row. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. We're getting to the end. Zero Fallout says, when are we gonna talk about how women say men are predators, yet more men are being taken advantage of by women? Millions of men have been raped in divorce court, foodie calls, and false paternity. Oh, wait. Shooting from 3. Thank you, Zero Fallout. We have Matreon saying, most women, ego will not allow them to take that control away because they always have divorce on the table. And finally, we have these super chats. Unk be streaming says, Ali's right. Eska brother is missing the female right to reign on consent. So having the conversation at the beginning doesn't matter that much. The next one, we have Zero Fallout saying RP Red Pill has done more than these marriage counselors and Christians. Most of these new laws, like Kentucky, is a response when women can't extract money from men. The old system crash. That is real leverage. Striking Rich says, winter is coming. He's tired talking point. Women don't care. They would rather have fun in the summer of their life and struggle with their cat in the week. And then finally, Biggie's composition member for 14 months says, salute to the
Untouchable Empire, baby.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So friends, the main event, the reason why we are here. Okay, the reason why we are here. There was a debate between two very massive content creators on our space, Andrew Wilson from The Crucible and Coach Greg Adams that promotes the free agent lifestyle. I'm very familiar with both of them. And the conversation ended up in an impasse because Coach Greg Adams has more of a negative, like doom and gloom type of approach where he thinks that we are done, the relationships are done. These women are not going to go back to God and the kitchen and being submissive and all that. And we have on the other side somebody like Andrew Wilford that's a little bit more hopeful that if these women go back to the Orthodox Church and they go back to getting all these systems where she can actually be incentivized, propaganda and all that, the women are going to go back to what was happening in the 50s, right? So my first question, and actually let me get Smell the Roses first, and then we go to the rest of the panel. The question is this. What if solutions like church marriage and anti-abortion laws work in reality? And I'll repeat it again. Like, do these solutions, like introducing the church's marriage, passing laws in certain states against abortions, like, do these things actually work in real life, or they're just, like we say, close your legs, and nobody closes their legs, and everybody keep opening their legs, right? Do these prescriptions actually going to work on a broader population, or you think this is the pipe dream? The church is not coming back to these women houses, and the abortion laws and all these are not going to make these women actually stopping from doing what they're doing. What do you think? Smell the Roses, and then we can get Alicia afterwards.
So I think that the way that church is currently done is not going to be effective for most people. So until until we start holding churches accountable for the things that they say they do, that they actually don't do, I don't think that church is that was the one pushback I had with Andrew in that part. I just don't think people find church as valuable as they say they do. I know they get on dating show after dating show and come on panel after panel saying they want a man that is godly and puts God first, but it's pretty obvious that women aren't doing that anymore, and that the church hasn't been such a good a good representation of what God or the Bible preaches. So I don't think church is was a good suggestion, and that was my only pushback. Although it does work for me, when I find myself getting a bit too influenced by what I'm seeing on social media, or the things that I'm researching for my own content, church is therapeutic for me. But I don't think that is for the majority. And then the second part of your question, Fatty, what was it?
The second part was like if the United States, in like overall, like for most states, they pass like laws against abortion rights. Like we have Roe v. Wade being revoked in some state. Do you think that actually is going to stop women from doing what they're doing, which is having casual sex and be like more risky behavior and all that? Do you think that will actually stop women from indulging into those things?
I think that the percentage of women that go to church like me, for maybe for like 10% of women, if you took AB laws in full effect and you put them in every state in America, I think probably about 10 to 15% of women would change their would curtail some of their sexual escapades and maybe think about them a little bit more seriously. But for the majority of women, I think they will find a way to get that AB and keep living that promiscuous lifestyle.
Sophie, what do you think? To both questions, the church and the abortion laws. Do you think there's a way to actually get women back to do what they was going to do, or you think it doesn't work, looking at the behavior of women right now in 2025?
I feel like we're so far down the rabbit hole. I do feel like church does help, but I do feel like a lot of women don't respect, a lot of modern women don't respect the ideology of church as much today. And I would hope that if they did fix some of those laws, that women would have to think twice about who they're sleeping with if they knew that they just could not go and just get the baby pulled out. But yeah.
So, do you have a positive? Like, do you think it will work, or you think, nah, this is?
That's hard to say, but it's like how reckless people are now. I like Smell the Roses said, I do feel like there's a large percentage of women that would try to find other ways.
So they will still do it. They will just try to correct it in a different way instead of going to the clinic.
Yeah.
CEO, what's your opinion about this?
What's the question?
Damn. Church, woman going back to the church and actually going back to the structure of the church and have it like propaganda, push them to be more of homemakers and all that. Does that work? Do you think that actually something that's going to make these women go back to what they were before, like we praise? And do you think abortion laws, if they were passed, if they were passed in the United States for the most part in most states, do you think that would kind of stop these women from having risky behavior, sex, casual sex, sex without protection, getting pregnant and all that? Like, do you think these two measures work or not?
I think women are always going to end up in the church later on in life, and I don't think the abortion laws are going to stop women from having risky behaviors. I think today's women are gung-ho on doing what they want to do, so that's what I think.
Blu-ray, what's up, man? Do you think?
What's up, fam?
How you doing, brother? Do you think this would work, or you think there's no chance that women go back to what they were before, even if church and laws are involved.
All right, so we got to put things in when we talk about the church. The church is the actual people, right? And we have people that actually go in the building, and then we have people that actually dictate their life based on the scripture. So, like the Bible says, the letter killeth, but the spirit give life. So just because I go to church does not mean that I value what the preacher is saying. That does not mean that I'm actually living my life according to what the Bible says. If each and every one look at our lives, any issues that we have, you can find in the Bible that we are violating the scripture in some shape, form, or fashion when we look at any mistakes that we make in life. So if they value the Bible and they actually apply it to their life, the church always works. We cannot let people going to church who do not value the Bible and who do not live according to the Bible dictate what the church is and who God is. Because when we live according to the scripture and we value this book, then our lives are lined up with what it says. So does it work? It works every time for those who actually apply it to their life. Like my grandmother, right? My grandmother was a preacher, all that. And I never seen my grandmother curse. I never seen her step out on my grandfather. I literally seen a perfect woman, in my opinion, because I lived with my grandmother and my grandparents, and the women that she associated with, all of them were in church. So I didn't have my grandmother and my family members going to church, and then when they got out of church, their life was 100% contrary to what they preached in the church. So I grew up around women that actually went to church and actually followed the scripture. So it will work for those who apply to, as far as, and so when you talk about the culture, who let the culture dictate their lifestyle, of course it's not going to work for them. And when it comes to the abortion laws, like I said, if you obey the Bible, you don't have to worry about getting an abortion.
What about you, Jonathan? What do you think about this topic?
I 100% agree with everything that Blu-ray just said. We all need more God in our lives. We need to follow the Bible. It's a book on how to win at life, is really in my mind. It's truly just a book. Whenever I'm in doubt, I ask what would Jesus do? I follow it. I try to follow his footsteps. I pray to God that I can follow his footsteps every single day, and that's the best I can do. So Blu-ray, I think you just put it perfectly.
Do you think most of these women are willing to actually look at the Bible as an instruction manual for their life, or do you think is a no-go for the quality of woman right now?
I think it takes a lot of courage for people to want to be a better version of themselves, and I think when people lack courage, men and women, by the way, and not just to throw more men under the bus for you, Fatty, but I think when we follow that in that path and that footstep, and we have that courage to want to lead a better life, indeed we can have beautiful relationships. Blu-ray, I'm sure your grandmother had a wonderful marriage because she cultivated that, and with honesty, loyalty, fidelity, trust, transparency, all that, right? So for me, that's how I choose my life.
So do you think, I have to flip the question because you kind of did. Do you think most women have the courage? I'm going to use your words because now is the.
No, I agree. I agree that a lot.
I think most women have the courage to look at the Bible and to the church and like allow more God in their life. Do you think most women are on that type of time, or they don't have the courage and they will keep being?
Fatty, I will 100% give you my own personal experience. I work with couples all day, every day, and a lot of the couples I work with, a lot of women don't have the courage to be self-reflective, and they want the man to be self-reflective first. And women struggle really hard to turn the lens back on themselves. And that's what I'm always trying to push them to do. I think it takes courage. And I think women, maybe it's out of self-preservation, I think, probably because men are bigger, stronger, deeper voice, that a lot of women have fear around, coming to a man and coming to their relationship saying, I've done something, or it's my fault. There's a physical fear there. There's a people-pleasing nature about women that they want to make sure that there's a physical safety, because again, men are bigger. So I think women are afraid to admit fault, admit wrong, and that is probably what makes it hard for them to be courageous at times. But I think what we need to do as men is to remind women that, yeah, you know what, you're going to be loved unconditionally. You can make mistakes. You can have the courage to be a better version of yourself, and I'm going to be here with you as you do that. Again, there's lines in the sand. My wife cheated on me. I wouldn't be with her. So So we all have our own lines in the sand of what we can forgive. I also think in the Bible, what Blue Ray didn't mention is the Bible teaches us forgiveness, and it is the hardest thing that all of us have to master. It's the thing that none of us want to get good at, and we all would turn to sins of the flesh and our own self-soothing behavior if that means that we don't have to forgive, right? And what we need to do is cultivate that forgiveness. So, but yeah, I think women struggle with courage to be better versions of themselves just as much as men. And I actually think that they have a more difficult time even seeing that they need to have the courage to change and expect change.
Somebody in the chat said they are not afraid of the respect men, but they don't have the courage to actually follow. Like saying we are seeing the most disrespectful generation of women that rather pick the bear than pick the man, but they are afraid of men because men are more physically imposing and all that. I think a bear probably doesn't have the physical complexion to actually get this woman in line. And I'm not trying to be funny, Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
I will let. I don't know if I want to play this, but Ali, sorry, I apologize.
If Jesus can't save these hoes, why are you trying? What make you think you greater than Jesus?
Amen. Mika.
You guys, really quick. I'm sorry, I gotta go.
Thank you very much
My
for
husband gotta go
being
to
here,
movies.
Sophie. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys. Y'all have a good evening, okay?
You too.
Thank you very much.
You too.
Mika, what do you think? Do you think the church and these laws, the abortion laws, are going to make the genie go back to the bottle, or do you think the genie doesn't want nothing to do with these things?
So I'm gonna say this because I have to go as well, but I'll say this: when it comes to the church, okay, the church, in my opinion, especially when you start categorizing different communities, the church is one of the main pillars of the problem. The church.
Whoa.
Yes. Let me finish.
That's interesting, Mika.
Yes, one of the main pillars of the problem, and that is because these churches today.
We can hear you.
Oh, okay, I don't know. But that is because the churches of today are not actually about teaching the word. The churches today are about appeasing who's going to keep the church afloat. Women tend to, as we know, be more emotional, be more in their feelings, things like that. So if you speak to things that speak to that, they tend to be more they tend to be more active in these churches. And so when you have a congregation based off that, you're not going to dig to the part where they need to be accountable. Because once you start holding people accountable, and the feeling goes, the good feeling goes away. And once the good feeling goes away, so does the money. And so with that being said, they don't want to promote what should be done. It's what you guys were saying earlier, what's right and what they're doing is two different things. And lately, all I've seen is all of the chicks that people want to say are 304s or this, that, and the third, they all go to church. Usually right there in the front, they know the pastor, Jamal Bryan, and everybody else. They know them. Okay. They know all of these people. And the reason is because they are the ones supporting these churches. So no, I do not believe that the church would be any help because they're helping perpetuate exactly what the rest of society is doing, if not on a grander scale, because they have been mostly ordained, so they have to be correct. And then when it comes to abortion laws, no, I do not think that will help either, because we have dehumanized people in the womb. They are now clumps of cells, fetuses, things like that. right? And we don't see something as human. So if we don't see it as human, we don't identify with it. We can't feel empathy. We sure enough don't feel sympathy. So therefore, it's easier to bypass what should be, especially for women, a mechanism that kicks in, especially something that's attached to you, something that you can actually feel. We end up bypassing all of that because we have detached ourselves from it. So you can get rid of the laws. They're detached from it existing as a human. They're detached from it being something that's a part of them, to the point they're calling babies in the womb parasites. And this is being backed up by science. So essentially, science and the community is doing exactly what the church is doing, supporting every last bit of it. So no, the church and laws won't help.
What about you, Raquel? What do you think about these two measurements? We think women are in 2025 are open to it, or you think is a no-go, not going to happen? Uh-oh.
I gotta go, you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
I
Mika,
appreciate
for
everybody.
pulling up. I
Bye.
appreciate you. Mika. Thank you very much. See you later. You're not confident, Raquel?
No, that the church is going to change, or what was the question? Like,
If do you think if women like if we start to push past propaganda, do abortion laws, and actually put the church in a position where they can get to these women, do you think that these women are going to be open to actually do that, like stop having casual sex or more sex that leads to more like risky behavior? They're going to behave more like wives. They're going to actually listen to the church, be submissive, stop denying your husband sex. Do you think women in 2025 are ready for that and they're going to listen to it, or you think it's a lost cause? They'll never do that.
no, not in 2025. Maybe after the SNAP benefits never come back and the housing vouchers don't go out anymore. I would say closer to like 2028. To be honest with you, they're going to have to be brought down to their knees. I mean, because feminism has just gotten that big and that out of control. It's just a monster. So the church has to get itself together. Then the church has to come out and bring the people on the outside back into the inside. They're going to have to explain what submission means, because because we don't use words properly anymore. And I like how Jonathan was saying earlier, it's not about control. It's about what were you saying, Jonathan? It's not control.
Consequences.
It's consequences.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really like that. Like if we explained things better and took the money, the money glasses off and just got down to the brass tacks of what the Bible says, and this is how, we are going to move on as a society, and men put their foot back down a little bit, instead of worrying about the Me Too movements and all of that crap that was coming about because of feminism. Not that Me Too movement, not that, of course, we don't want women to be hurt in any kind of way. I'm not advocating for that, but I'm just saying that feminism has just gotten that big that it's going to take a while to get women to want to acquiesce to that more traditional way that we started out, I guess, in society since marriages existed.
You know what's hilarious, Raquel? Like when Andrew said for a woman to go to a particular version of Christianity that is very small compared with the other big ones. The ironic part is that I've been saying that feminism is the biggest religion in the planet right now. These women actually look at feminist principles like it's their doctrine.
Like it's a
right?
Bible. Yes.
Right?
It's absolutely so scary. I agree with you on that.
So it's kind of hilarious that he thinks that like the conditioning that we're going to actually, like if you put food in front of somebody, like they're the one, if I'm addicted to fast food, I'm not going to eat rice and broccoli or whatever you put in front of me. It's not that I can find it. I know in the supermarket exactly what the aisle I should avoid and what the aisle I should go. It's available, it's there. But if I'm used to go to the pizza and the hamburger section, that's exactly where I'm going to go. And the rest of me is going to be noise. Like, it's not that these women don't know where to find these. They only go there when they have no more hope. Like, it's like a homeless person or a person that is going to lose their shit and know there's money. You know where he's going to go last? He's going to go to the church. Please, can we get some food? Please, like, that's what it is. That's what happens. Is it literally the last stop, the last. If I have a problem, let me go to the church because I think they're going to help me. And for the most part, I think these like the laws. Come on, man. These women going on in mass to Colombia to get BBLs. Do you think they're not going to go to Mexico to get an abortion? Like, you really think that these women are willing to spend thousands of dollars, get all their ish fucked up for weeks, having a very complicated, like, they will do that in the back of a hotel like they've been doing if they don't have the money for. If there's not a clinic, they'll find a place to do it. These women are risk takers. They're not going to stop doing something because they has dire consequences, because sex is one of those things, and they're not stopping. They're not going to stop. They're not, unless they get caught, unless it's beneficial to them, they're not going to do so. And just to wrap it up, you can sell religion to a person that will change religion if they deem necessary. And I don't think people actually understand. If I can convert you to Islam, if I am a billionaire or I'm a millionaire, and I can come to the West and pick a woman, and now Janet Jackson, Rihanna, whoever the woman of the hour, now you become a devout Muslim or Brittany Renner. If I know that as long as I have enough money and power, I can come on the West and make women change 90%. My 90% of them can change their religion so they can actually have access to the money and riches that I have. How can I'm going to convince a woman to actually stick to one? She will stick to one if he's beneficial to her. And as soon as he's not beneficial to her, she'll find a way to actually go ahead and pick either other one or doesn't pick one at all. So, not going to happen, unfortunately. Coach Greg Adams is, even though I think he lost the debate because we're talking about being technical about what wins and what lose, contradictions and logical entanglements and all that, just because you are not a good debater doesn't mean that you are wrong about the synopsis that you actually do about reality. And that man is 1,000,000,000% right about reality. The problems that we're having right now are going to take decades to actually solve. And the men that are choosing to get married today, either they're going to eat the shit sandwich or they're going to eat a sandwich with shit. Like one or the other. Pick a side. You might be lucky like Jonathan, but most of us, unfortunately, are not going to have the luxury of actually have a great relationship where we don't get ransacked by the end of it.
So you think CGA lost? Because I looked at it like they both won on different ends of the spectrum. I didn't see it like that, but
so why do you believe that he won?
Well, because like coming out the gate, like his first rebuttal to Andrew when he said to Andrew like it's pointless because they don't see the value in the church. Like I was just saying right now, like it's going to have to, it won't be until like 2028 until they see the value in the church. So all of those great things that Andrew was suggesting, though I do think that he's right. And that's how I live my life, like how him and his wife live. CGA was right in that what he's saying essentially what you all and us are saying here. Yes. The women aren't going to go for it. They're not going to change. They don't see the value. Feminism. The only thing that he didn't say was the feminism part, like what you just said. The feminism is the bigger Bible of it. But it definitely landed. Like when he said that, I was decorating the Christmas tree. I had to like step down, like, damn, that's cold. But it's the truth.
So the thing about debate. So, but the thing about debate is not who agrees with you, is about who can defend their position better and doesn't contradict themselves. There's something called sophistry, which is not a debate to be enlightened and to actually try to learn each other's position and try to get better. Is about winning. And what happens is, in the technicalities of what they did, he won because he is a professional debater. It's like that. It's a particular game. He was playing chess, and Coach Greg Adams was playing cards. Just because Coach Greg Adams actually has a better grasp of reality and he's actually telling it what it is, the problem with the debate per se was the technicality. So for our normies, who agrees with me, is the one that actually won. For these debaters, is who defended their point better, because a lot of times they come on a show to defend positions that they don't even believe. They just want to see who is actually able to actually defend that position better. So I believe that Andrew won clearly the debate, but Coach Greg Adams is giving you the raw deal. He's giving you exactly what you need to know about the situation in dating right now. The problem with Coach Greg Adams' rhetoric is that he is the final boss of the red pill. Most of us men are one blowjob away from going back to the plantation. We come to this place so we can know how to deal with women, so we can get more money, so we can get more muscles, so we can understand women better, just to go back to the street and to try to get a woman. All of this what we're doing right now, getting more money, more status, more is literally to go back to the street and to pick up a woman just to improve yourself. So most men will never going to listen to what Coach Greg Adams has to say, because Coach Greg Adams is a realist, and most of us need hope in our life. We need somebody to tell us, you can do it, brother, go ahead, you got it, just be strong, just swim a little bit faster. And most of these men are going to deny that, because we are not on this place to actually make peace with reality. We are on this place to find ways to get control and get respect and get love from the woman that we love. So his message is probably the harsher message that we have inside of our space, but is the most realistic and the most real, because there's nothing you can say about what he's saying. What he said is the state of relationships, and there's no God in any shape or form when it comes to dealing a lot of times with this woman, because their God is conditional. Is conditional depending. Is conditional depending of is beneficial to their life or not. And y'all taught me, because I'm not religious. The devil knows scripture too. So just because you put I want the God-fearing man and you know how to recite Bible and all these things, doesn't mean that you actually not engage in these behaviors. Go ahead, Blu-ray. I apologize.
Nah, you good, family. I look at Coach Greg Adams and that debate like this, right? What Coach Greg Adams said, he said some truths, but it doesn't apply to the world, doesn't apply to it. We speak in generalities, and then the same thing with Andrew. But I grew up in a society and in a household based off what Andrew depicts, right? Because like I said, I grew up with my grandparents. And so every relationship, like between my aunts, uncles, and everybody, was a religious, moral, scriptural based lifestyle. And so I didn't deal with kids out of wedlock growing up, people getting divorced because people were cheating, because the people that I grew up around actually valued the book in real life. They just didn't talk about it, they actually lived it. So I look at, if I had a life or based off Coach Greg Adams' theology, and is it Andrew Wilson?
Yes.
Okay, Andrew Wilson's reality, all day long, I will pick a reality based on the concept of what Andrew preaches over Coach Greg Adams.
Ali, you have any opinion about this? Then we go.
I'm trying to figure out what I missed, where I thought Coach Adams won when he was talking about the state or the church can't keep a woman married. What part? It seemed like Andrew was still doing the debate bros thing, like prove it and just saying things.
Ali, remember a day before the debate when we were having a conversation, I was saying, say that without saying if. And you could keep saying if. And I was like, no, don't say if. Let's talk about the if. Debates a lot of times is, like you say, if is me putting myself on a position and see if I have a logical entanglement that doesn't make me contradict myself, right? And remember, when I started to debate, like we thought the debate was being right, it was not about being right. It's about winning. It was about making the person in front of you contradicting their opinion. And just because he said something that was very right, just because he says something that contradicts that, now all of a sudden says, haha, got you, I won. You contradicted yourself.
But what was the based off the, let's say they both can be ignorant, they both can be nasty, right? What was the contradiction that he caught him in outside of saying
it's for example the conflict, not the conflict, the mitigation of divorce. Both of them talk about mitigating like factors that is going to actually take you to divorce. First he said no, it's not about mitigating divorce, and then he said yes, it's about mitigating divorce. And if you actually look at that debate, there are certain points where coach kind of contradicts himself or double talks, not because he's bad faith, but because he's not a debater. Andrew Wilson has 1,000 debates under his belt.
But he's also a divorced person too, so he's speaking from like a different experience than Andrew can ever speak from.
Both of them are divorced.
Oh, they both are.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes, but there's the thing. In a world of if, you don't have to defend yourself. In the world of if, you don't have to defend your track record, because if is conditional, is ideal. If this happens, this happens. So
I get it now.
While coach was kind of talking about
I thought that was the way he was talking.
Coach Greg Adams was talking about himself and what he sees, and Andrew Wilson was talking about a hypothetical situation where
if
stars align, this and this happens, and this is the way that we're actually going to get. Yes.
But that's why I thought,
guys, I just want to jump in and say I gotta head out.
Hey, thank you so much.
And I missed the debate, so I don't have a lot
Jonathan.
to offer for this conversation, but it was such a pleasure to be here, guys.
Hey, thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure to have you, my brother, man.
I appreciate you. Hey, friends, go follow Jonathan. Okay, the links are going to be on the
Hey, Jonathan, next time we're going to teach you how to simulcast, so you can simulcast.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. Just invite me back anytime you guys want me back.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you, Jonathan. Thank you very much.
Amazing, guys. Take care.
Thank you. So, like I said, we are talking about two completely different things. Okay, I can say, who is the best lumberjack, Hulk or Thor? And Hulk with one punch can literally pulverize the whole forest, but that's kind of not lumberjacking. See what I'm saying? You kind of put the trees down, but there's not lumberjacking per se. On this situation, we're talking about technicality versus real life consequences, real life application. I think once again, on the technicalities, Coach Greg Adams won, but when it comes to the real life application, he was honest. No, sorry, Andrew Wilson won on the technicalities, but when it comes to actually application in real life, there's no way that you think that these women are willing to go to your little church when even your track record show that, for example, your wife, the people that are on your congregation, all of them have a lot of interesting past. Let's go with that.
I have to go. Like they were even addressing the marriage rate in Catholics, Presbyterian, and it showed they had high marriage rates too. Like even if you're married, people aren't staying committed whether they follow God or not. The state isn't keeping people committed. Nothing's keeping these women committed unless they want to get committed. So I got to go back and watch what he got them on the technicality part, because everything that Andrew, like you said, was saying was if they follow God, if they was in the church, if they were doing this, everything was if.
Yes.
And where Coach Greg Adams was just speaking on reality, and when he tried to be ignorant towards Coach Adams, he just hit him back harder. He couldn't do the same thing that Andrew does to other people. So I'm trying to see which part where he caught him in the contradict. You said it's on the divorce part.
No. He contradicted himself multiple times. If you look at the debate, Coach Greg Adams, like I said, contradicting is not on a like he's not a contradiction in ideology. Is the double talk. Is the best way to get married, to not get divorced, is to not get married, right? And then he goes, and that's true, kind of true. And then he goes ahead and he talks about how you can like prenups don't work. How he's talking about the structure of the relationship, and basically when we're talking about marriage and this is where he conceded actually the debate, is debate good for men? He said, yes, marriage is good for men under the right conditions. There's a concession of a debate. It's a technicality, but if that's the prompt of the debate, is marriage good for men? And he says, yes, marriage is a wonderful institution, and marriage used to be good for men, and marriage is like, he believes in marriage. He just believes in good marriage. And this is what Andrew is selling. Good marriage is not selling bad marriage. Coach Greg Adams is not selling good marriage. He agrees that good marriage actually is good for people. He's just telling that most of us will not get it, and it's better for you to understand what's going on and to actually play your cards correctly, then turn around and be hopeful and get the hope strategy, and then figure out, like everybody else that is getting married, what usually happens on those situations. So, like I said, it's technicalities. That's why both of them wanted to debate the debate early, because Coach Greg Adams says, oh, so we agree. Yeah, the debate is a wonderful thing. We agree. If you don't want to talk about reality, I'm not going to talk about what ifs. Right? But the debate, if Ali actually paying attention to everything that we did on the last 2 years, everything is about hypotheticals to kind of get you out of your square, to make you contradict, and to make you say something that is contradictable. Oh, you believe in foreign intervention? Yes, yes. So you believe that Israel should attack Palestine? No. Ah, got you. I told you. Got you. He contradicted himself. He is very professional. He's very technical, and he's very ruthless. That's why they call themselves blood sport debaters. It's about winning. It's not about understanding. It's not about doing better for society. It's sophistry. So that's why I'm saying that he won, because I know what they are about. They are not about learning. They are about winning and embarrassing the opponent. And especially the way that Coach handled himself when he lost a little bit of control and he was left and right.
Yeah, that's the one thing I wish he would have kind of kind of reined in a little bit. It's like, you prepared for this. So yeah, that was.
I gotta go. I thought Andrew was mad. Like Andrew was like he got mad during the conversation.
But he still
I gotta go back and
maintained
watch
his frame the whole entire time. He keeps the same frame from every podcast.
I gotta go back and watch the whole thing.
They didn't know about each other, and now kind of like the fallout. Coach kind of figured out that Andrew wife had 2 baby daddies before his. So now it kind of is the fallout, and Coach kind of and Andrew wants to debate Coach again because he now understands who Coach is. So he's kind of afterwards, I'm like we're kind of prepared for the debate, and the fans kind of knew each other, but they don't know it.
Who had baby mama and Coach
Andrew wife as 2 baby daddies before he met him.
So why does he want to debate him again?
Because now they know they know each other's dirty laundry.
And because Andrew is like that. When Andrew thinks he didn't do a good job debating you.
Also, Andrew now he's again, but Coach knows now.
Yes, but Coach literally said if the debate was today, we wouldn't even go 1 day, 1 second, 1 minute off talking about you and your wife. Because technically they are the crystallization of reality. What we like a lot of times is people being honest, right? But just because you're honest doesn't mean that I'm going to accept. If you say I'm a compulsive liar, you're being honest. I'm not going to say, oh, hey, that's great. Let's talk. You're a compulsive liar. There's nothing to talk about. Andrew life, in my opinion, is the crystallization of what most men are scared of. A woman that got 2 divorces, that got kids out of wedlock and then got married. A woman that is, I think, 4 years older than Andrew. Like she was 29, he was 25 or something like that. And like I said, is if most people, if you are doing prescriptions and you think that you can save most of these women before they actually become the demons that they're becoming, why couldn't you get to your wife before all of that baggage happened? So the conversation is going to have a little bit of
Daddy, I did not know that. I have to.
I gotta go, guys. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you, CEO. Thank you very much, brother. But the conversation is little is this debating. We don't want to make it personal. Shout out to Andrew and his wife. We want them to be very happy and successful and doing whatever they need to do. But like I said, for the most part, in my opinion, is like if you couldn't pull it out, what is the chance of the average man to pull this out? If your woman had to go to 9 years of turmoil to actually find you and marry you and all that, what do you think is happening to this average woman? Why do you think would your wife look at your church and at you if she was 21 instead of 29? And I think for the most part, we kind of think that not, because men usually don't leave relationships, and both of her husbands left her, which is a tremendous, like, is a gigantic red flag. Is if men don't leave relationships like that, and both of your husbands are leaving you, there's something happening. Because one time is an accident, maybe 2 times. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know any
I
woman.
had no idea of any of this.
So she had 2 divorces by the age of 29.
By the age of 25 or 26, if I'm not mistaken. So she got kids early. She got kids, got married, got divorced, and then got kids with the second dude, got married, and then got divorced. Both of the relationships didn't last, like, I think more than 3, 4, or 5 years. So basically, then she met Andrew. Andrew was not this person that he is right now. A couple of kids later, he becomes this big YouTuber and content creator, religious zealot, and all these. The message, perfect, sounds great. Respectfully, you can't even bar people that have these murky pasts from coming to your congregation and pretend they are delivered. I am delivered. I am not gay anymore. I like women. Right? It's like it's like, I don't know about this. Like I said, debating, pretty good debater, probably one of the best, if not the best. Real life application, I don't know.
You see, me, Freddie, I'm the type of person I respect real life action over your words. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of person, right? I've been a public figure for a long time because of, me training and who I trained. And I'm the type of individual, can't nobody come earn me out about nothing, because I'm not fake on no level. Anything that I preach, anything you get on my background, I can talk about it now, and you're not gonna find no dirty laundry on me, because I just always been I wasn't the type of dude that got notoriety and then got women. I had women when I didn't have a car. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So
I can see that. I can see that.
The thing is not holding your real life against you, because Kevin Samuels was a 2-time divorcee. You will learn a lot from people that had failed businesses, or people that see what I'm saying? Failure actually is a learning mechanism for a lot of people, and is a great way for you to look at it so you can avoid it. But only situation is like, it's damning. It's like y'all couldn't even do it yourselves. You see what I'm saying? It's like me preaching fitness, and you see me looking like this. See what I'm saying? It's like, we know, fatty. Yeah,
Hey,
the caloric deficit.
Freddy,
And you
can I
need
say
to,
something, bro?
it's like, brother, you
Freddy.
kind of right, but shut the fuck up. We know.
Fatty, why you are not fat, bro? You always kind of joke at yourself, but you're not fat,
No,
bro.
I'm not. Hey, sir, my name is Fatty for a reason. It's because I'm tall. But but you see what I'm talking about is, like, everybody. I think these people that lose 50 pounds, like, there's an 80 or 90% chance of you getting that shit back. See what I'm saying? It's not that people don't know what to do. Is that once these people get into certain types of behaviors, it's very difficult for them to not relapse. Either you be an alcoholic, you being on drugs, you addicted to food, you addicted to sex. If you was a hoe before, if you are a man that is about that life, it's very difficult for you to just stop. You might give it a break, which is most people do, But if you are a mean person, if you are an evil spirit, if you can't get along with people, if you're selfish, you might stop because you are new at the job, you have a new girlfriend, you have a new boyfriend, you want that house, you want that car, you want that kids. As soon as you complete the checklist, that's when you know the person is in front of you. As soon as you meet that woman in front on divorce court, that's when you know if that woman actually fucks with you. As soon as that man gets $1 million, that's when you know if that man rocks with you or not. Like most people
Facts.
get corrupted through power, and for the most part, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So if these women are so powerful because their body is something that gives them attention, give them resources, give them all of these, I don't think that you can convince them to follow certain ideologies that are better for them when they don't think that the ideology is better for them at all.
So let's take somebody like Kevin Samuels, right? Like I did listen to him, and I like a lot of his, a lot of his messages and things that he preached. But I can rest assured that before he got money and notoriety, he'd have had the women that he had access to once he got the notoriety, and he was known for saying that he a trick, that he paid for women. I've never paid for a woman in my life. I'm not gonna pay it. If you don't deal with me for me, I'm not gonna deal with you. And I've had some of the best of the best. So I understood the entertainment versus who he really is, because if he didn't have the money that he had, if he wasn't paying for it, he wouldn't even have them with it. Period.
Yes, but that's the thing, right? Is I don't see a problem with tricking, and like if you're honest about it, then you are tricking for a reason. I don't have no problem with that. Rather that than you trying to spend $1,000 impressing a woman that wouldn't even spit on you if you are on, like if you were on fire. See what I'm saying?
100%.
Sometimes it's better to take it out of the way. Sometimes if you know that a $300 dinner is going to get the pennies already on the chair, it's better you doing that than a death by 1,000 cuts, and you have to give her attention for 3 months and sending her a message and talking to her and do this and do that. Like is you being practical and you solving a problem, because men usually are problem solvers.
No, so what I'm saying is this, right? I had friends that were millionaires, yada yada this, yada yada that. We all go out together, and they used to always say, "Trey, why you don't have to do the things that we do to attract women?" I say, bro, I'm gonna always be myself. I don't have to spend a certain amount of money to attract no woman. I believe in authenticity. Like I said, I've been having women since I was on big wheels. Girls always have been attracted to me. I've always had the gift of gab. So I don't have to be extra just to attract a woman. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like that just being your authentic self, and women don't, at the end of the day, because you can only lie for so long. You can only try to trick somebody for so long. If you just spending money, a lot of women don't even respect tricks anyway, because they just want to get the money so they can go on about their business.
So Blu-ray, but this is the problem with this conversation, right? And a lot of times we confuse things. There's two conversations being have.
No, for sure.
Is getting woman, which you are very adept, and is keeping woman, which even high status men are not being able to do it. The Tom Brady's, the Jeff Bezos, the Bill Gates, the Michael B. Jordans. Getting woman is the introduction to this space. Keeping woman is the end all be all. And even the men that have very easy to with women, that they have the gift of gab, that look good, that have money, even those men are not keeping their woman long term. And this is what Coach Craig Adams is pointing out. If you are an overachiever, you are 6'3", you have money, you are the king of Boston, and you are the GOAT of the NFL, and you look like you're Clark Kent, and even you can keep your woman. Even the richest man in the planet couldn't keep his woman. Like, what are the odds of us actually doing it? Goes against the message, even with God. These people, like especially Brazilian people are hyper religious, way more than the American people. Like they are, everything is thank Jesus, God, Jesus. They score a goal, Jesus. They shake your hand, Jesus. Everything is Jesus. And their society doesn't reflect like what the words of Jesus are. They don't dress like it. They don't behave like it. They don't move like it. It sounds more like something that was put on your head, not something that you actually chose. This woman will not choose Jesus, Allah, Buddha, whatever it is. If it doesn't benefit them, they will only choose it to tell you to pay all the bills, because the Bible says Blu-ray should provide. So I want a God-fearing man so I can go ahead and be.
Well, the Bible actually don't say that, but go ahead.
I don't know.
Hey.
I'm not. And by the way, Lamont, how you doing,
What's
sir?
up?
We did let you
Pretty
up
good.
because we have like a no car policy, because we are ending up the show. Please go ahead and say our thoughts, and then we're going to read the super chats, and we are going to write these out. Friends, we still have some goals rolling in the bottom. If y'all can help reach us, I would truly appreciate that. Bless us in the Cash App, bless us in the PayPal, and try to get us a couple of members so we can have a little bit of a great weekend. I'll see you on Sunday, by the way, friends. Ladies first. Tomorrow I might do a panel. I'm not sure. Go ahead, Lamont, take us on, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I saw the majority of the debate, and I believe that CGA actually won the debate. Andrew there's a lot of things that he said was just factually inaccurate, and I'm the victim of a divorce as well, so I listened to CGA. I guess the main things with Andrew's position. Now, no one can honestly believe that making everybody become Christians, or what he called propagandized everybody to become Christians. That's not even practical. I mean, first of all, there's the separation of church and state and freedom of religion, so you can't make anybody be anything. That, as I see it, right, I guess we could revisit Andrew's position if and when he gets a divorce. But as I see it, the only way to fix relationships is to make family law courts, bring them back in line, 100% compliance with the federal constitution. Okay. 50-50 custody of children, unless somebody is adjudicated in a criminal court of child abuse, abandonment, or neglect. DNA test at all live births. Fault divorce becomes an option, and no fault divorce really becomes no fault divorce. A no fault divorce should be over in a month. It should not be lingering on for months, years. I know people that spent $1 million on a divorce. There's no way in hell that should happen to anybody in this country. So Coach Greg Adams' approach is a practical sense, trying to make sense out of the entire divorce process. Because, all it is in reality is just a financial scheme to bilk, the American public out of the marital estate. That's all it is. It's not complicated. It's just a scam to get, the money that was in the marriage, to get it in the hands of attorneys and the state.
Hey, Lamont, actually we need to review that debate. The lead attorney. He would be.
I'm not a big fan of the lead attorney. I'm not.
Yeah, you might not be a fan, but I think because they're talking about like there's no God in divorce, there's no God in marriage. There's very not. Like, I believe that the lead attorney like has the tools to actually dissect what goes in favor. Like, can you get the prenup if you're only married for the church? Like, what is the things that happen if like you are on the marriage by the church for 7 years with this woman, and this woman still goes to the court to try to get the palimony or whatever they call it? Like I'm saying, that should be a interesting like breakdown of what he thinks about what the both of them said, and if he's realistic or not.
Well, he had a lot of people, the lead attorney is a proponent of prenups because it's going to be work for him. He's a family law attorney. That's a red flag right there. Family law attorneys are the joke of the attorney business. No real attorney, a criminal defense, just about any other type of attorney, they laugh at family law attorneys because it's not real law. Okay. The lead attorney will come on and, he constantly promotes prenups, but there are no less than about a dozen valid ways to invalidate a prenup. I think it's got to be like 6 months before your wedding. You have to have a prenup already in writing by 6 months, or either side can argue that I was coerced. An attorney has to read it. It can't be as the man, it can't be you can't use your attorney to read it for your wife. She has her own attorney.
Yeah. So let me ask you
there's a litany of.
Let me ask you a question then.
Go
Can
for
you
it.
get the prenup if you're married through the church and don't involve the?
Okay,
the
and
same-
yeah, what Andrew was talking about, like a marriage through the church, that was preposterous. There's no such thing. Okay. Now there was a time when the Catholic Church, that part is true. The Catholic Church went to the state, right, to say, let us rule over the marriages of Catholics. Okay, but it didn't go anywhere.
Mm.
Okay, so there's no such, everything Andrew was saying, that was complete crap. Only people who, like CGA is somebody who's, a very experienced, I think he went through his divorce without an attorney, but he pretty much litigated, learned the law. A lot of dads do this. They learn the law themselves. And the things that Andrew was saying were lunatic. None of that stuff is reality.
So, but the thing is, Andrew been through a divorce, his wife been through divorces, and they filed various motions from restraining orders to child support, to a bunch of things. So I don't think a lot of times, I get it what you're saying. You see what I'm saying? Like the experience of going through it, but to me, it's not the experience they're going through it per se, is what is the facts and the data that you're putting outside, and are they opinions or are they facts? And this is why I want to what he's saying, because like if he's going to give us his experience. I don't even care if they look at family attorneys in a funny way. As long as that family attorney been to court 1,000 times, he saw everything that he has to see, and he probably can give you a cool or a cool information without feelings, without his opinion getting in the way of it. That's why
that's a fair point. But see, my thing with family law attorneys is how they make money. Once again, is the liquidation of the marital estate, children's college funds, right? This is what
they are
pays
looked at
family law attorneys.
They are looked at like ambulance chasers of like the family. They look at they're not very highly respected. That is true.
Well, I mean, because to the madam's point, family law, one of the main things that they talk about, one of the main things that they propose is what's in the best interest of children, right? Everybody's probably heard that before. Is it in a child's best interest to take the saved college fund that they have? This happens frequently in family law. Liquidate it and give it to an attorney so they can spend it on their children. Is that in this child's best interest?
No, no.
It's not. I mean, that's why, until we get, equity and fairness in family law, this is, in my opinion, what, because I even disagree with CGA about certain things. But his main point is until we get these laws fair, I mean, that's really, most men go to court and just want 50-50 custody. They don't want, women go in there and they want to take everything from you. Okay. Men just want their children half the time. Right.
Well, I'm actually in litigation right now myself. So
yeah, the men just want their children half the time and are fought tooth and nail over that.
But all my friends got custody, and the women ended up on child support. Like I can literally call them on the phone. Like all my friends right now.
I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm in California.
I got.
Hey, talk about the other one, Trey.
I got taken to court.
The pew pew. Talk about the pew pew.
No.
Huh? Oh, you want to talk about this? Oh, okay. Well, okay. Change the subject real quick. So, I don't mean change the subject, fatty. So I apologize, but Ali wanted me to talk about this. So as far as earlier when y'all talking about being a protector, I got a friend of mine who a burglary happened between him and his woman, and he ended up like the intruders made it to the bedroom, and so he retrieved his firearm and covered his woman, and he ended up in a wheelchair. Let's just say that. And when he ended up getting out the hospital from protecting his woman. She actually dropped, he couldn't fend for himself anymore. His woman dropped him off at his mother's house and said she can't do this. 3 weeks after he got out the hospital.
I said it yesterday on Nino show. You don't have to go as far away as Charlie Kirk. Look at how his wife is behaving, right? Like, look at how he behaving. No tears, going outside like he's WrestleMania, going to various podcasts, saying to JD Vance, "My husband is irreplaceable," but I see a lot of him in JD Vance rubbing her head and the tie.
That was so bad. That was so bad. I was gonna make some content on that, but I don't even know if I should. But yeah, the hair, the like grabbing the back of the neck was a bit much.
It's crazy.
It's respectfully, Leonardo DiCaprio died on the Titanic. Rose will get another man in a week. She cheated on the guy with the Leonardo DiCaprio. She will cheat on Leonardo DiCaprio with another.
Say your other one.
The point is this: a lot of women say they want protectors, but like I say, you'll never know what a woman would do until she's actually in the actual situation. Period.
True. But the Titanic.
I'm not leaving my husband if he gets cowed, and I know it's
but he's saying
frustrating.
he don't know. But he just saying we don't know though.
But
I know
he ended up a vegetable. So if your husband was a vegetable, you know uncertainty that you'll be able to deal with that for the rest of your life. I can't say you wouldn't, but the situation had presented itself, so you can't say you would. It's like I got a homegirl whose husband just had a stroke, and that she already in the streets.
Okay, so there's an example that I think I would probably be like if we're using the vegetable term, Blu-ray. Now, y'all remember, I can't remember what that guy's name was, but his wife ended up with like dementia or Alzheimer's, and she was
you're talking about the Notebook?
No.
I know.
No, this was actually a black man and his wife. Y'all help me out in the chat. It was a black man and his wife. His wife was actually, I think she was a renowned author or movie writer, but she ended up getting like Alzheimer's or something. And he ended up, I think her name starts with B. I can't remember. I'll look it up while we're talking, but he ended up moving his lover in the house, and they were taking care of her together. And the wife,
I think I remember that story too.
She wasn't herself anymore, but he couldn't leave her, but she was clearly gone. But she wasn't brain dead. It's weird, right? Like she was still living, breathing, talking, walking, eating. They were living in the house, but she didn't know that was her husband anymore. And he needed to move on, but he didn't want to leave her in a home or anywhere else. I think her name was B. Smith or
somebody saying like, B. Smith.
But yeah, I couldn't leave him. I wouldn't put him in a home, y'all. I would just have to suffer through it. I was raised Catholic, so we're fine with suffering. You know, we will suffer to get to the other end, and then at least I can have my integrity when I get there.
And all Blu-ray is saying that you may be that woman, and we'll never know. But you may, because I'll say the same thing too. But most women are leaving their men when they're healthy, so we doubt they'll stay with them when something happened to them. That's why. That's all we're saying. They leaving when the man healthy.
Get it.
So
I'm sorry. I don't want y'all to all think that every woman would just freaking leave y'all when it gets hard.
No, you have to. No. If you're raising sons, you have to prepare men for that. That's what might happen. We're not saying everyone will do that, but most part will. We have to be realistic. If most men out here putting their hands on women, we need to make people aware of that and be realistic.
Of course.
Hey, I'll never put my hands on a woman, but most men are. I'll be like, brother, I may not trust you because most men are putting their hands on women. So we wouldn't want to mislead our men. If this is what's happening in society, we have to prepare men. Hey, she might not do it to you. And there might be some women they may not, but majority will. Just be prepared. You know, just be aware. You would want to teach your sons to be prepared. You know,
it's like we say that most women, as soon as you lose your job, you have like a clock, and if you actually don't get back to that hour, she's probably going to leave
6
you.
months.
If women are leaving you because you lost your job, imagine if you become paraplegic and that
lost your leg.
If that comes with a check, maybe she stays because the provision's still there. She now has an incentive to take. No, it's true. Like a lot of these women that actually are taking care of the person they're with is because
They get disability. He's right. He gets
injury
disability
comes
check.
with the check. Like I don't have to leave you. I will take care of you and bathe you and all that. This is going to be my work. We pay the bills with that check, and then I'll fuck Tyrone in the morning when you go to the like that's the but that's life. That's
I've seen it.
I actually have respect for that. What I don't have respect is your man try to defend you, like his grave still hot, the body is still a little bit like it didn't even decompose, and you are already looking for the replacement. You are not mourning the dude. I know everybody mourns in different ways, but bro, if there's an afterlife and your husband is a ghost, and if Charlie Kirk is going around and watching this shit, he like, damn, y'all really didn't fuck with me, bro. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, man. I see people go in state of depression because they lose their dog, and you lost your husband in front everybody, like and you are kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Bulway, salute to you, my brother. Thank you very much for being here. The lovely Raquel. Thank you very much, Raquel.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Don't worry, I'll take your stream off as soon as we're done with here, but I'm going to kick you out of the show. Great show. I appreciate y'all. But y'all need to go.
This is Sparta!
Great show, sir. Great panel. Great panel. Great panel. But we have to read the super chat.
Buckle up, everyone. It's time for some super chats.
Let me go add Q. The old one says, accepting truth or being compelled, rock bottom, are typically what causes one to change. One is typically changes the art, and the other is a toss-up. 100% agree, sir. Thank you very much for the super. We have my boy Shadowrunner TV in the building. $2 says, close the doors, Bishop Marvin Sepp. Hallelujah.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you very much, Chad Dragon. Zero Fallout is back again and says, Churchwoman is a final form of a 304 life cycle. It's over. Thank you very much. We have my boy Ilkan, Tony Golden offering Ilkan Ali an untouchable membership.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
Thank you very much, Tony. Jaqueen says, Andrew won the debate. Based on technical, like this is what I believe too. Based on technicalities, however, I do think CJ has much more accurate view of the current dating reality. Andrew is my boy, but he is out of pocket, out of touch on this one. I think this is 100% my opinion too. Juan Solo with a $5 saying, I won't listen to someone who's married, a two-time loser about marriage. To me, that looks like a desperate move. I see why Andrew smokes so much. Damn, that man can't be smoking cigarettes. That man have a stressful life. Come on, man. Let's not jump into conclusions. We have from downtown. He says, appreciate my smell the roses membership. From downtown, Luka Doncic fucking shit up. Shout out to my Lakers. Red Pill Ranger. No, sorry. Wrong Red Pill. Red Real Creep says, what up, family? Love the panel. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much for pulling up. We have Jaqueen says, the only way Andrew's solution work if religion is prevalent again. That's the issue with the premise. To solve a problem, the solution has to work for the majority. Can be too many aspects. Again, very concise. We have Frederick Howard gifting roses a membership.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
Thank you very much. We have my boy Red Pill Creep coming back saying much love to the untouchable brother.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
And we have Twisted Pup, aka Carcon, is here, pulling up with our 5 untouchable memberships. Thank you very much, brother. Finally, Smell the Roses with a donation. We appreciate you, Rose. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Friends, I appreciate you. I'm going to leave you with some little music. You can find all the songs of the show on Patreon. Yes, the songs of every show are going to be on Patreon. So go ahead. If you want to download them, go ahead and find them there. Ilkanal, you want to say something before we go?
Nah, man, great show, man. Great panelists. Hey, thank y'all for the ongoing support, man. The chat, the people who've been rocking it with us for the beginning, man. Thank you always for the support, man. Honestly, man, we'd be nothing without y'all. So I truly appreciate the panelists, the people who came through in the chat, and all our newcomers as well, too, man. Much love to y'all. We trying to get to everybody. We see you saying something. Fatty way better than me. I feel really bad about it. He's way better at communicating with the people. And I used to be that good too. I'm gonna get back on as well too. When you come through and you say something, I'm gonna try to make sure I respond to all of y'all. So much love from all of us, man. We truly appreciate and respect y'all and value everybody, whether we agree with you or not, as long as you ain't disrespecting us.
Thank you very much, friends, and I see you on Sunday. Team Fatty, Ilkan Ali, and the Untouchables. Signing out. Peace.
Reality versus what if? Body food back. Untouchables in the building. Truth, it's hard. Faith on the left, logic on the right. Tonight we find out who's wrong or who's right. They say put the ring on, build a life on a vow, but reality don't match the dream somehow. Families break, courts take, men wake up with half their soul at stake. Coach said don't jump in that fire. Wilson said God's still higher. Both preaching truth, both wired, but the middle ground's getting tired. In a world that profits when love goes blind, every promise got a price behind. So tell me what's the plan, what's the fix? Faith or facts, code or tricks? Reality versus what if, who's right, who's bluffing? Marriage ain't dead, it's just buffering. You're the moments, make it work in that town, but can that be scaled when the system's down? Reality versus what if, who's right, who's bluffing? Marriage ain't dead, it's just buffering. You're the moments, make it work in that town, but can that be scaled when the system's down? Yeah. Super panel got the truth unzipped. Untouchable empire, no script. It's love, faith, money, and risk. Reality versus what if? They say go back to the church, go home, but the algorithm already took the throne. Small towns win, big cities bleed. Traditions a dream, and nobody leaves. Faith versus logic, clash of the creed. One says build, the other says leave. But every side's got ghosts to grieve. No one's clean, no one's free. You can't fix hearts with hashtags. You can't say love with flashbacks. Every side talks truth and then stats, but who's living what they preach in their chats? Reality versus what if, who's right, who's bluffing? Marriage ain't dead, it's just buffering. You're the Mormons, make it work in their town, but can that be scaled when the system's down? Reality versus what if, who's real, who's ripped? And every solution got a twist pending. Untouchable empire, no cap, no myth. Super panel, we live this.